You awake from the sound of the bells. Another twilight morning rises and shines down upon the estate. This is quickly followed by the alarm bells that ring throughout the estate. An alarm to notify that all staff within the estate that it is now time for waking, for work. As you open your eyes in your room and look up, you see the vibrant colours of your room. The air is shifting warm light as it enters through the window, dancing and swaying about the room like a light feather. And as you dress yourself and get prepared for the day, your long arms reaching down for the finely woven silks and dresses of your attires. You look into the mirror to inspect yourself, as you always do, but you see nothing but a silhouetted haze. Cannot distinguish any detail at all. This, however, does not trouble you for some reason. Though, because you know you look pretty good, despite being unable to make out any details. But for a second, a thought enters your mind. A question of why you even bother to look in the mirror in the first place, if all you can see is a foggy haze. Maybe it's an old habit from some time, maybe when you were a youth. I don't know, it's difficult to think about such things. However, as you begin to prepare for the day, you are distracted by the sound of cheery whistling from down the hallway of the servants' quarters. And the day begins. So as you file out of the servants' quarters, each of your rooms, is there anything particular you'd like to do in terms of how you file out, or it is now morning and breakfast is being prepared, as you hear a soft but high-pitched voice call out, "Breakfast! Come on, everyone, breakfast!"
Ding-a-ling-a-ling.
Ding-a-ling-a-ling.
I think on the way I want to go check my dog Sinclair, because I imagine he's just would he be in the barn, or would he be just outside?
He's very close. He's just
Very
if you look at the
close,
map, just below the pool room. There's the kennels.
Oh, cool. Yep, I said as. Yeah.
Okay.
Well, I might go check him first.
On my way out of the room, I get up, I say, "Morning, Mark. Good morning, Paul." Like, good morning to everyone. Like, as I'm walking out, I go straight towards the dining area.
Good morning, says Stephen. You see the big, he's a bit chubby. You see, as you can see in the picture, he has glasses and he's just putting on his farmer's garb. How did you sleep last night, Simon?
Same as always, but very well. I'm ready for another day.
That is good. That is very good. Yes, I get lots of good sleep here. I've found that the air here does well for me. Not like back home. Back home there was a lot more rain. A lot more rain.
Ah, how are the crops going?
Oh, fine.
Very good.
We can talk about that at breakfast. Let's go.
Yeah. Is there anyone else in the area? Who else is around us right now?
Yeah. So you see the others start to walk out.
Who are the others? Like all in the list above?
Yeah, you see David walk out. He gives you a nod and a good morning.
Yeah.
Good morning, he says.
Morning, David. Yep.
Good morning.
Just nod. I don't linger for conversation. I'm just like doing the niceties.
Yeah. You feel yourself, Simon, as you start to walk down the hallway. You feel a tap on your shoulder.
I turn around.
You see Peter. Good morning. He kind of smiles at you.
Peter.
How are you today?
Very well.
That's
are you
good.
coming down for breakfast?
Yep. I hope it's turkey and eggs again. He looks at you.
And then I turn around and say, "But the question is, Peter, which came first?" And then I turn around and go, while he's thinking of that.
He stands back there pretty stunned for a second as he kind of sheepishly follows you. You see Mary walk out of the door of her room as you're making your way down the hallway. By this stage as well, Mark has entered the hallway, I believe. Mark, are you heading down for breakfast?
Mark is a very slow riser. He fell out of bed and is trying to get his socks on. He's still in there.
You hear you hear a voice come from beside you, Simon, as you see Mary open the door and kind of lean back on her post, say, "Simon, stop giving Peter such a hard time. He's only trying to be friendly."
I think it's good for him. I think he
Yes.
enjoys my riddles.
Yes, well, I don't. Let's just head down for breakfast, eh?
Yes,
It's a bit too
let's.
early for this kind of thing. I need a cup of coffee. Snap to it. And he kind of clicks at you.
Wait, sorry, was that Mary?
Yep.
I then kind of I just nod because internally I'm a little miffed that she thinks she can boss me around.
You hear a
Gives you
crash
a
from the
smile.
servants' quarters as they fall
And as she
over.
turns
I'm still
around-
trying to get a sock on.
And as she turns around, I
Yeah.
up and down her, and then I feel a bit ashamed that I did that considering her age. But I just couldn't. It's
What's? Yeah. What's your wit score? How many dots do you have in wits?
me.
Yeah.
3.
3. Yeah, you know Mary is kind of giving you shit. She's just like making fun of you. She doesn't necessarily mean that
Yeah,
as a.
she's not like
Yeah.
right.
So you're heading out. So before then, everyone slowly makes their way. You kind of catch, Mark Paul as he kind of walks out of the servants' quarters and heads through the kitchen. Paul. Paul, as you enter the kitchen to get to the Cobbler courtyard and to check on the dogs, you see Hannah. They're busy just picking up some plates, and she smiles at you. "Good morning, Paul."
Yeah. Hi, Anna.
You see,
I'll be-
you see, just like in a picture, she is quite pretty. She has a kind of like a long dressing gown. She looks like she's been up for a little while. So she's already woken up earlier than the rest of the others. She smiles back at you pleasantly as she readies the plates. Noticing that you're walking towards the outside towards the Cobbler courtyard, she's like, "Wait, where are you going, Paul? It's breakfast."
Yes, well, I'll be with everyone in a bit. I just want to go check Sinclair.
Oh,
Baby's
you and
alright.
you love that dog, don't you?
Well, sometimes it's the only thing that understands me, I think.
Don't say
continue-
that. Don't say that. We all love you here. You're part of this big family. She smiles.
I sort of nod and just continue on my way to the kennels.
All right, just and she kind of, as you start to walk out, she calls after you. "All right, just be quick about it. It'll get cold."
Okay. Keep going.
The other servants, you kind of hear this conversation as she kind of calls out. Yeah, as each of you file into the dining room for breakfast. So, is there anything else you want to do, Toza? As
Is the
Is it
master
fine
there?
with
I'd like to acknowledge him if he's there and greet
he's
him.
not here just yet.
Okay.
Everyone just seems to be arriving.
How is breakfast served? Is it
breakfast is served?
like collect your own, or does she bring it out?
Hannah's already set the table, as is
Okay,
the
and
custom.
it's already there.
Already there.
All right.
It's one of the few meals you don't have to actually serve yourself, like it's the only meal that you
Yeah,
eat
that's
yourself.
what I was wondering if I had to serve
Don't
it,
have to do anything.
or if she was going to serve it and I could check her out.
Yeah. She does serve. But she's kind of preparing the plates and setting up the dishes here or there.
Well, then I attempt to ogle her while no one is watching.
As everyone files
See,
into, and just quickly just jump to Mark. So Mark, what's your situation? You hear everyone inside. You hear you hear rummaging outside. You hear like the rummaging of footsteps outside as everyone's saying good morning to each other.
Yeah, so I've managed to get clothed at this point. My vest is still unbuttoned. I'm going to the dining room because I'm very hungry and very tired. My hair's a mess.
All right. So as everyone just starts to file in, David is the first one to enter in the room, and you kind of catch this as you enter the room. Toza. David says, "Good morning, Hannah. How are you today? My, you look beautiful." And Hannah says, hi, David. Sit down, please." Stephen follows behind him. Good morning, Hannah. Good morning, Stephen. How are you today? Yeah, not too bad. Had a pleasant sleep. Yeah, that's good. That's very good. Mary? Ah, Mary, I see you've woken as well. What do you mean by that, Hannah? Well, you didn't sleep in today. I see you didn't sleep in again. You see Mary just cross her arms again and just give Hannah a look as Hannah just kind of gives her like a snide, little bit of a tongue. It's kind of like a back and forth banter between the two.
The ladies.
They just joke. You understand like their personality. They like to give each other
Peter does.
grief. Yeah. Peter sits down, very happily and eagerly, just playing with just kind of like playing with the fork and playing with the knife, and just kind of twirling it around as he sits down. Soon after that, I'll just jump over to Paul. So you approach your kennels and you see Sinclair there. He is just sleeping, just resting, and as soon as he hears the nearby gate open, you see him perk up. What kind of dog is he?
I'd say he's a very sort of dark golden sort of Labrador. But then, male sort of Labrador, quite stocky and Labrador-esque.
Woof, woof. He seems really excited to see you. He's wagging his tail. He's currently do you have him like tied up?
No, he doesn't need to be tied up. He knows when it's like sort of nighttime water. He knows where to sleep, so near to where the kennels are, whatever. So I sort of just shoo him off to it, and that's why I come in the morning and all that space. It's like retrieve time, so it's time to get to work.
Yeah,
get him fed and stuff.
Yeah, that's exactly right. Yeah, you've got like a bag of food as well. Yep. As he looks at you excitedly, wagging his tail, and he's extremely excited to see you. Though sometimes at this moment, for some reason, as soon as he kind of starts to, as soon as he begins to get over his excitement over seeing you, and as he sits there, he instinctively runs over to his bowl, his silver bowl, and he sits down there waiting patiently, as is his custom. However, this time he kind of looks at you with a strange, kind of cocks his head to the side, and he kind of looks at you, and he's completely motionless. This kind of strikes you as a little bit odd, just at this particular moment. But you just quickly disregard it as soon as you start pouring food into his bowl from a bag, he just gulps into it and starts devouring it.
Labradors.
As he starts, inhaling it.
Enjoy that.
Yeah. So meanwhile, at this situation, just after you have fed the dog, Sinclair, what's your intention?
Oh, well, to do now and all that. So yes, I meant to. He's been fed. I just was to get Sinclair's Sinclair, go. Go have a look around the fences and stuff. I'll come see you later. And he sits I'll do this little motioning towards the dog or whatever, because he knows by now and all day. So pokes his ears up and goes, and he continues to sort of gouge into his food. So he'll do that when he's ready.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Cool. And now after this point, then I decide to track back to the hall so I can go have something to eat myself.
Excellent. Now during this moment, Mark, bedraggled hair, tunic kind of half done, yawning, a little bit of a scrub, a little bit of a beard on you, as you enter the room. You kind of catch everyone's eye and he says, "Hey, good morning, Mark." You hear Hannah.
Yeah.
How are you this morning? I see, Mark. I see. Been in the drink again, have we?
No, you know what it is.
Yes, I do. You see Mary there with her arms crossed. She's just eyeing you. Just a big grin on her face. David kind of smirks at you as he sits down and says, "Come on, Mark, sit down next to me."
I
can be a little bit ashamed that you didn't invite me to your drinking last night. That is, of course, what you were doing, wasn't it?
You can believe whatever you want to believe. I need a fence.
It's okay. I understand. I understand. After all, you do have such a hard time building that fence outside. It's tough work. You'll probably want to drink after trying to forget about all those details of building that fence. How long is it now?
Who's saying this to me?
David.
David, he's the what?
Cleaner.
He's the cleaner. You see a
Cleaner?
picture of him?
Yes, yeah. Alright, I just want to know.
Yeah. He's got like a small build to him, kind of like a Weasley looking fella, but a good heart, a good sense of humor. Or at least that's what he thinks so. That's what he thinks of himself. So, how many kilometers of fence do you have to build left there, Mark?
I think this would be something Mark is counting, but I don't know myself.
Yeah, you'll probably say, I don't know, you'll probably get a rough estimate of, you need about 2 kilometers left of a fence to build still. It's still, you've only basically done 1/3 of the job. At least, you think you've done a third. It
looks like I've done a third.
Yeah, you have definitely done a third. The fence is a third finished. However, you don't exactly remember when you began it. It is quite difficult to.
It's an ongoing project.
Yeah.
Alright.
Still, your mind feels a little bit hazy, but yeah.
Yeah, probably booze. So yeah, about 2Ks left, Dave. Maybe you can help me.
Yeah, right.
I need someone big and strong to chop down the trees.
Ask Paul. You think I can pick up anything heavy? Look at me. I need to be cleaning. I wouldn't expect you to do the laundry. Heck, you'd probably just rip the sheets.
And you'd probably screw the wood.
Yes. So you do your job and I'll do mine. And it kind of gives you a tap or a nudge.
I sort of just chuckle. I'm just going to start eating at this point.
Yeah. So at this moment, Stephen is sitting down. Hannah is starting to set the plates and set the food before you. There's variation of food. Scrambled eggs. There's of course coffee has been brewed and is being distributed. However, no one starts eating per se because everyone awaits the master to return. At this point as well, just as Paul has now just returned to the dining room, there will be a short scene there before the master arrives, because you start to hear footsteps coming from down the hallway. A big yawn echoes from there. So you hear a yawn echo from towards the northern hall, as you can assume. Master Alphonse is slowly making his way down to the dining room. You have a bit of a moment before he arrives. Is there anything particularly you wanted to accomplish or talk about? At this moment as well, Paul has returned and is now entering the dining room.
I think I'm gonna just let him approach us. I think I'll just call out like in a polite way, "Good morning, Master Alphonse," and like anything that I wanted to talk to him about can wait till after breakfast, really.
Yes. And Paul, is there anything you wanted to do as you sat down? Everyone else just nods towards you and says good morning. And Stephen motions towards you, Paul, as you walk inside. He says, fed the dog?
Oh, yep, he's on patrol at the moment.
Excellent. I'll turn you into a good farmer one day. It's all about how you take care of those cattle.
I don't want to take care of cattle. I told you this and all that. I like my dog, and that's it. And I want to attend to chickens or cows.
Yes, but you can't get meat from a dog, nor can you get milk or eggs. It's all about survival, my good boy. Back when I was a young lad like you, how old are you, by the way?
I roll my eyes. I'm 47, remember? Yes, exactly. I have lived a little bit.
Back when I was a young lad like you, he continues on. Back when I was a young lad like you. And he starts motioning on about some massive story about how he had to feed the sheep and how the sheep were being attacked by wolves.
And he threw sheep at the wolves to beat them to death or something.
That's it.
And this all happens in the 10 seconds until the guy comes in.
Yeah, this is just like...
Yeah, this is a very short story.
As you're talking. And he says, yeah, but that was a while back. kind of looks puzzled for a little bit. Yes. He kind of opens his eyes a little bit as he begins to shake something off, like a thought or an uncomfortable thought overcame him just for a split second. You notice that.
I know, but I don't take any. I don't say, "Oh, what's wrong with you?" or anything. I just go,
Yeah.
and try to
Now-
continue towards the table.
Yep. And so now everyone is arranging themselves at the table, and Master Alphonse enters. Oh, good morning, everybody. Good morning, good morning, good morning. What a fine morning it is. How are you today, Mark?
I'm good, mister. How are you?
You look like you've been better. What about you, Simon? How are you, my good man?
Very well, Master.
Very good. How'd you sleep?
Like a child.
Excellent, excellent. I'll need you to be tip-top proper shape because today we have lots of diction to do. I
Very
have
good.
many letters to send. I will need you to be strong of pen and sharp of quill, as it were. As he begins to take his seat and he mentions to everyone, "What about yourself, Mary? Good morning. I see you haven't slept in today." No, Master. I'm okay. As I was helping you with those restoration of those new books that came in the other weekend. Yes, but still, I need you to be up and bright and early for breakfast. Breakfast is, of course, the most important meal of the day, is it not? Yes, Master, yes. Yes, Master Alphonse, you're right. She kind of slightly rolls her eyes, kind of like, yeah, I don't want to be dealing with this kind of shit. Well, you hear David kind of pipe up at the Master. Well, Master, so what's it today? Sheets? Cleaning? Vacuuming? Are we washing the tills? Washing the curtains? Ask Simon. He'll manage that for you. Okay. And he kind of,
I just kind of
looks at you.
lowly say to David, we'll chat after breakfast.
He winks at you.
Do what, David?
Yeah.
Fuck.
Oh, and Paul, I see you walked in.
Good
morning to you, good man.
Morning yourself. Yeah, I've just feeding the dog. I said I'll come for a breakfast this time and all that around about the same time. I'm here now, so all good.
Excellent. Yes, I didn't hear the dog bark last night, which is good. It means perhaps maybe the wolves have gone off. I'm not sure.
I only
Still-
hope so.
Yeah. If I could ask you a favor after breakfast, could you have a quick look around the perimeter before you help Mark with his work on the fence? Just to have a look, maybe there's something there we can find, or maybe there's... I'm fairly worried about the incursion of wolves. Yeah, as you heard not long ago, the howls. It would be a shame if we were to lose some of our cattle, well, even more terribly so, if anyone were to get hurt.
No, that's true. I've already got Sinclair having a look around there at the moment, so as soon as I'm done here, I'll venture out and have a look.
Excellent. Well then, let's say grace and eat. And as everyone says grace, as is the custom of this good house. However, grace is a little bit stranger. As the master begins to bow his head and he takes the lead, he says, "May we pray that the harvest is strong, that we may live here in safety with everyone, and may we all understand our place and be free of mind and free of heart, lest the sun comes down. Amen." And he begins to eat.
Well, another thing to take note of. Don't make anything of it and all that. I just continue to munch into my munchies.
The food is beautiful. It is extremely delicate. The various platters of food, and you can just imagine like an amazing breakfast prepared. Hannah is an amazing cook. She constantly inquires into if everyone likes their food, and it is really nice tasting. Bacon and eggs. I mean, you've got a little bit of ham, a little bit of chicken.
Do we have
Coffee, Tomatoes as well, yes.
I
Lots
like
of vegetables.
tomatoes.
All the
Tomatoes, so-
vegetables you could possibly want.
Yeah,
This is
fried
like
tomatoes.
a
Hannah
grain
mentioned so
and
good.
freshly baked bread with steams
Ooh.
nicely. And yeah, you see Hannah say, "Ah, Simon, I've made something special for you," and she gives you
Ooh.
like
My eyebrows raise at this.
yes,
I say,
and she runs off back into the kitchen and she gives you a small bowl of soup, something that looks like soup.
oh, and I'd say, Hannah, what's this? Thank you.
Taste it. I think you'll like it.
I
She smiles.
taste it.
It tastes horrible.
Uh,
Roll me. Let's do the first roll. Roll me. Resolve plus composure.
my resolve is 1. Fuck. And my composure is 2, so that's 3.
That's 3 dice. Yep. Roll it.
No successes.
No successes. All right. So your face cringes at the taste of it, and she sits there and she stands there and takes in your reaction as you almost spit out. You may take the scene forward from there. Oh, you don't like it?
Hannah, I'm sorry. I don't know what's happened. I can't eat this. I'm so sorry.
Oh, that's a shame. I
what
thought you'd
is it?
like it.
What is it?
It's a secret. She winks at you.
Well, there's some things that should stay secrets, Hannah.
I suppose so. Anyway, I'll take that from you. She takes it and she
And
makes up for it.
I'm like apologetic, but
Yeah.
like I'm honest.
Yeah. You see David give you. You see.
When she takes it, I turn to who's next to me, and I shrug.
Mary.
I shrugged it to the group.
Oh, Mary gives you a concerned like how could you? You're terrible kind of look, and she frowns at you.
And I'll make a face
You-
like
you
I
see
like
Dave- you see
I
David
wrinkle and
snicker a
raise
little
my
bit.
nose at her.
Yeah, you see David snicker a little bit like.
Oh my god.
Fucking David.
You also hear Peter perk up. What did it taste like? It tasted like, for your information, it tastes like burnt berries and granola.
I just say it was like something had burned in it, and there was it was once sweet, but had then curdled and was drowning in salt. Oh, and I shut up.
He looks at you extremely puzzled, like, what the fuck? He looks at you extremely puzzled, and he goes, "Oh, okay, no worries." And he mentions to eat his breakfast. Anyone else want to pipe in or roleplay anything before breakfast is finished?
Nah. Although I would say I'm probably finished first. Probably actually second behind Steven.
Yeah, Stephen does finish quite quickly. So Stephen begins to says, "Thank you, Hannah. Thank you, Hannah. That was amazing. That was very, very beautiful, as always." "You're welcome, Stephen." "Oh, I must be off. I've got crops to tend to and cows to check on." And he just waddles out his big form. Yeah. So is there anything else, or does everyone like to continue on towards the day?
No, I'm good.
Nah, that's it.
I'm trying to finish up my breakfast and get out to see Sinclair because fucking people all around me.
No worries. Okay. So as everyone begins to finish breakfast and Hannah begins to start clearing up the tables, Master Alphonse motions to you, Simon. Simon, excellent. Now that we've finished, if you please escort me to the study. Let's begin on our work for today, eh?
Yep.
Excellent.
So I get up and begin to I guess kind of half lead the way. Kind of walk slightly in front of him, asking if there's anything specific he'd like me to do today, or
Yes,
if we need anything done.
Yes, I'll see we were to continue our letters to the lords of the Reach. We still there is still quite a situation over there. I won't bore you with the details, as I'm sure you'll have quite enough of hearing about it after. Oh, you'll be writing it down for me. But yeah, there seems to be a bit of a situation up there, and we need to destabilize the region in order to ensure that our interests are not quelled. As he kind of mentions to
And
you.
I just nod as you see fit.
Absolutely. As he kind of leads you towards the study hall. During this time, Mark, so what would you like to do? As you've now finished breakfast and everyone is starting to move off.
Alright, ladies, I've got a fence to build. I'll see you later.
See you later, Hannah. See you later, Mark, says Hannah. And Mary says, you be careful out there. Don't want you ruining your back.
I give a nod. I'm gonna just nod over at Paul and say, I'll see you at the fence later, whenever you're ready. Paul is helping me with the fence, right?
Yes, that's Paul.
Yes. Alright, yeah. And I will walk out. I'll make my way over to the wood shack.
Yeah, I'll just motion to him as he goes out. Yeah.
You hear David's call out, good luck!
I'm shaking my head the entire way out.
What's his problem? You hear as you walk out. As he continues to chat with Hannah and Mary. As he slowly begins to go about helping Hannah with the plates. So Paul, you're heading outside as well to check on Sinclair. So you make your way outside. Any particular direction you wish to go?
I'm just trying to think. I'm thinking, after I sort of walked towards the sort of kennels where Sinclair was, so see if he's actually finished up his food, and he had. By the time I sort of get there, so
he's not there.
He's not there, so I figured to myself, where would Sinclair go? I suppose he'd be, probably looking at any gaps, and because he's very familiar with the grounds, the dog himself and all that. So I imagine he'd probably also head towards the probably the grazing fields. I think. Yeah.
Cool.
Just have a look at the cattle and stuff.
Yeah. Give me a roll. Give me an animal can roll with let's just say wits.
2 strokes.
+1.
I get 5 successes.
Excellent. You hear as soon as you start, as you have some sort of uncanny sense, as if you're so attached to your dog that you're able to almost sense where he as you went. You're just so in tune with his nature. You start heading towards the grazing fields. By this time, you see farmer Stephen is letting out the cows into the grazing fields. As you kind of make your way over the fence, you hear and you start calling out Sinclair. And you start giving him a little bit of a whistle, as is your custom. You hear woof woof woof. You hear Sinclair answer, and he returns. You see him running out of the woods. However, clutched in his mouth is something.
Something, alright. So,
Something.
as I motion Sinclair over and all, I was like, what you got there, boy? As I try to sort of
As he runs forward,
he
he wags his tail very happily, places down a shoe at your feet.
Yeah, where'd you get this shoe, boy?
Closer inspection of the shoe, there is what appears to be... Give me an investigation, intelligence plus investigation.
1 success.
1 success? That's okay, that's good, that's enough. You determine, you can tell, this shoe is slightly covered in blood.
Blood?
Yeah.
That's strange. Right. Okay, from this and all that, I try... I'm thinking where's Sinclair... Well, I say to Sinclair and all that, where'd you find this boy?
He begins to wag his tail. Give me another animal can and wits roll, please.
Okay.
+2.
Okay, 4 successes.
Excellent. understands perfectly what you mean, and he runs off into the woods, waiting for you to follow him.
Alright. Okay, well, and actually and all that, because I'm a bit aloof and all that, I don't want to bother anyone with any particular trouble and all that, and this is all my patrol sort of means. I was head towards Sinclair and, just decided we'll go find out what this is. Where it's come from.
Would I see it from my position at the wood shack? You running off into the woods?
Yeah, you would see it. Actually, give me a wits plus composure.
What's plus composure? 0.
0 seconds. So you do not particularly notice Paul enter the enter the woods. You do have a look around for him, as he's supposed to help you with the fence. But you figured he might have, maybe having a run around the estate or something, maybe having a look for something. So you start to...
I shrug and I'm just gonna start building the fence.
Yeah, so you start gathering materials, getting your axe, your saw, and there's some nearby wood nearby the shack, which you've already started cutting up from yesterday, and so you're just, cutting that timber into various shapes and sizes. Just quickly, Mark, give me a intelligence plus crafts roll, please.
3 successes.
Perfect. So you start working very well, cutting these, shaping and cutting these fences, working away with extreme dexterity and extreme skill, as this is your profession, and able to get quite a lot done in a short amount of time. No doubt the master will be pleased by your diligence. So during this time, as you enter the forest, Paul, slowly making your way, you see that your dog Sinclair is acting a little bit stranger than usual. He appears to be a little bit nervous or wary, or a little bit on edge, just slightly on edge.
Right.
As he is making his way over to where he found the shoe. So you come across a small clearing in these woods, and you find that as you're entering these woods, it is as if the trees and the branches begin to close in on you slightly. They have an eerie feel to them. And it is quite alarming. More so than usual. I mean, this place feels like, because due to your particular, I can basically ask you. You feel yourself being able to attune to various senses, and you feel like you can. Do you resist or do you submit?
Alright, now, at this point, I reckon because I have familiarity with the actual woods themselves, I think I'll submit to sort of the feeling of the woods itself, so I can get sort of a better understanding of what might be sort of going on.
Adjust your character sheet to have an extra weird point.
Yeah.
So, what you see is, as you, by some natural process of change, you are able to take in your surroundings, and the colors here within this glade seem to be more vibrant. The light streaming in through the grove of the trees becomes a lot more intense, and as if your general area has become saturated with a lot more color. You're able to see a lot more color, but as well, you see in the distance of the trees, and kind of floating off and around you, like this mist, this strange aura. It kind of creeps you out just a tiny bit, as it gives you like a weird feeling. You breathe in and you smell K something nearby has died, or something nearby is wrong or is decomposing. It's not strong, but it's just incredibly faint. And so you come across a little hole which which Sinclair is now just approached and is sniffing at. And you see this little hole, which if you assume and you see that he's dug up. Just at the bottom of this hole in this clearing, the trees. If you imagine tree trunks everywhere, the trees in this area are very branchy, very oaky. They're very twisted, and there's like bushes and thickets nearby, so it's quite difficult to traverse this area. However, you manage to find this place fairly easily as you come across this hole, and you see something at the bottom of this hole, an additional little thing.
Okay, so
You find another shoe. It seems to be the other.
Do I see any blood on this shoe, or is it just?
It is too decomposed. Maybe. Give me an investigation.
Okay.
Intelligence plus investigation.
2 successes.
2 successes. Okay.
Yep.
Yes, you are able to determine that there has been some sort of blood or some sort of like waste or decomposition, some sort of flesh material. You have a look at the shoe, and this shoe is different than the other shoe that Sinclair has brought in.
Right. Okay, well that's interesting. So I suppose I did the whole sort of compare, like the shoe I had, the bloody shoe I have, and then this shoe. Just trying to determine, but they're different shoes.
They are very different shoes. They look incredibly different. Give me an intelligence plus academics.
No successes.
No successes. Yeah, these shoes, you're able to determine these shoes are very different. They could be just of the off look. They're different styles.
Okay.
Different styles of shoes completely. The bloodied shoe you picked up is kind of like a leather shoe. This one you've just picked up recently, which is fairly decomposed, is kind of made of this sort of fabric material.
Okay.
Like this hardened fabric.
Right. And that's all I sort of can sort of determine, because I didn't gain successes on the roll, so.
That's all you're able to determine there.
Yeah. Oh, cool. All right. Well, what's Sinclair doing at this point while I'm sort of digging through and looking at these?
Sinclair.
Issues?
Sinclair is walking around, having a sniff around the area, but you can tell he is a little bit worried about this general area.
Right.
In fact, you see him suddenly flare up and arc up a little bit, and he kind of points towards a direction to the west, and he begins to growl softly.
I sort of, as I sort of see this, and I quickly sort of perk up with the shoe, with the shoes. I imagine I've got like some kind of like traveler's bag or something like that.
Yep.
Like on whatever. Yeah. So I'll get both the shoes and I'll put them in the bag. I look towards Sinclair as he's sort of perked up on. I was like, "What's over there, boy?"
You see him growl. Give me wits plus composure.
1 success.
1 success. You do, after some time and after a bit of quiet between the breaks of sound between the Sinclair growling, you feel, or you more feel, but you then quickly begin to hear it. A presence is approaching, or someone is approaching. A note to you: you do have your rifle across your shoulder. You always go out with it. It is just part of your.
Just as get dressed, get ready to go.
You have your gun with you because.
Is it armed?
Wolves. Yes. You can arm it. It is currently unloaded, but
cool.
Yeah, it's kind of like broken. Yeah. It's like broken apart, and it's like hanging on.
Yeah, broken apart. Put it. Yeah, swing on the shoulder. Yeah, cool.
Okay.
Cool.
So that's the current situation as you hear something approach.
Hear something approach. Well, can I basically sort of arm it, not raise the actual gun itself and all that. I don't, but I just have it sort of loaded and ready to go, and sort of pull it to my side.
Yep.
So I'm not pointing right towards it, but I'm looking to it. I'm looking at Sinclair and what might be sort of approaching. To get this weird weird feeling.
Yeah. You then hear Sinclair give a short ruff, ruff, as he starts to bark a little bit. As you hear a rustling and a voice comes from... You can't exactly see him. You can hear him, or it, but you can't exactly see it because of the thickets in the grove. It says, "Wait, wait! I mean you no harm. I'm trying to warn you." You hear that coming from... You're in danger.
Okay. What danger? What are you talking about?
It's the Golden Man. He will soon descend. You have to escape. You have to get out of here.
Well, before I escape anyway, who the hell are you?
I see you have a weapon. Please, do not hurt me. I'm just like you.
That's like me. Well, let's find out about that. You come out here where I can see you in the light, and we'll talk.
Give me a persuasion, manipulation plus persuasion roll, please.
Nope, no success.
No success. No. I'm not coming outside. Not unless you put that gun down. On the floor.
On the floor. I can unarm it, but I'm not... Was it taking out my arms? Thank you very much.
Then you are a fool.
Well, you just warned me about some sort of danger. So I'm not going to disarm myself. You come out here and I won't shoot you and all that, and I'll call off my dog as well. There's two of us and only one of you.
I see you found the shoes.
Yeah.
Growl out. That is what will become of you, should you stay. Nothing but the shoes. Nothing is left.
What do you mean? What do you mean other people? What? Do you know these people that were killed? Is that what happened?
Obviously. Wait. You hear a slight rustling as Sinclair begins to bark loudly. And you hear a large commotion coming from the general direction of the voice.
Right.
It sounds like something has grabbed something, and nothing but shrieks echo from there.
I sort of, in alarm, and I sort of was raised my rifle, and I don't shoot, but I keep my eyes sort of pinned towards the direction of the noise and trying to call, was it Sinclair back? Like, come boy, come on, come back to me.
So are you approaching, or are you...
No, I'm saying where I am, I'm just looking.
Yeah.
Just looking where it is, just trying to hear what's going on.
You hear more commotion and more... You catch a rustling of leaves and rustling of something there. But roll me wits plus composure, please.
1 success.
1 success. You do not manage particularly to gather much information or to spot him. You see some sort of dark form, but it looks incredibly tall. But that's the only thing you managed to see. Right. Meanwhile, back at Mark, you are busy at work, and you feel yourself this particular day. You feel yourself very attuned to your tools. So much so that you begin to relish the fact that you're cutting this wood, and you get excited by the fact that you are able to cut this wood so cleanly, so smoothly, that this is your art and this is your craft and you are so good at it, and you begin to become, I guess, one, or feel like you can become one with your tools in order to cut this wood. So I guess the question is, do you submit as you're working?
Yeah, it feels like it's a damn fine day.
You feel
I just feel
yourself...
generally very good.
Yep. You feel yourself, your hand and your arm starts to grow in length, as you are able to slice through the wood so cleanly, so beautifully as you're working on it. And you kind of get lost in a daze for a little bit there. Add 1 weird point for me, please. You hear a commotion as you're distracted by your work just for a second, and you hear a commotion coming from the woods nearby. Can you roll me wits plus composure?
No successes.
No successes. So you hear some sort of commotion coming from somewhere, from inside the woods. It sounds like shrieks. You instantly think wolves.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Alright, so I currently have on me 1 axe.
Yeah, you have your axe with you. And other tools. However, you would know that though you can kind of defend yourself and fend off wolves, if it's a pack of them, then there's very little chance, and you're very likely to get hurt. And another thought just comes up in your mind of where the heck is Paul? It's been a little while since he should be here. After all, it's his job to take care of these kind of things.
So, there's a question I want to ask. This axe I have, is it like a long wood chopping axe?
It's a small axe. The long chopping axe you'll find further in the shack.
Alright, I'm gonna grab that and keep the small axe and go into the woods.
Go into the woods? Okay. As you enter the woods, give me a quick intelligence plus survival check, please.
2 successes!
Nice. So you managed to follow the sound of the commotion fairly well. After a brief amount of time, however, you almost get to the place of origin of the commotion. However, silence. And switching back over to Paul, you hear this too. The commotion suddenly stops and ends.
Right.
You hear the dog begin to growl, but you see it calm down a little bit. Claire. You also hear more rustling, however, coming from the trees. However, Sinclair is not acting strangely, or is not acting violently, at least not as he was before.
Right, in that case, I'm in towards those sort of trees, and can I go and then just see
Yeah,
what
sure.
it might be?
Yep, go ahead. So you enter into the area. It looks like there was, just from your survival, basic knowledge, looks like there was a bit of a struggle here. There are various branches and twigs broken. There is an entire bush has been basically snapped down. There appears to be a nail that you find on the floor. An iron nail, it appears to be, like a nail you would use to beat wooden boards into. You find that on the ground. See that on the ground. Other than that, there is no sign of anything.
Right, I have a look. Well, I walk up towards it to the actual sort of nail itself. What do I see? What do I see with the nail? Is it like an old nail, new nail?
Yeah, give me
rusted or
your
blood on it?
academics.
Yeah.
It's fairly new. It's fairly it's fairly well pristine. Give me academics plus intelligence.
4 successes.
4 successes. Okay. This is a very old type of nail. You would expect this kind of like the formation, because nails change throughout the years, and this is the type of nail you would expect to find in medieval castles, medieval kind of buildings of that kind of era. This is incredibly old. It's great condition, but this style, how it was made, it's just kind of like a raw iron. As you pick it up, however, it feels uncomfortable in your touch. It feels very uncomfortable. Do you happen to be wearing gloves?
Yeah, no, I've got my huntsman's
You got gloves? Okay. You get an uncomfortable feeling from it, but as you if you ever do graze it against your skin, yeah, it feels very off, very uncomfortable. But as you're touching with gloves, it's relatively non-jarring. By this stage, you see Sinclair run off towards the sound of more rustling.
Okay.
And out of the bushes, you see stumbling Mark.
Huh. I got a Mark. What the hell are you doing out here?
Wolves.
Wolves. Oh,
That's
shit.
something.
All right. All right. No, you're right. You're not injured, are you?
No.
All
You got your
right.
gun?
Well, you better shuffle back. Was it to the estate or whatever? I'll go with Sinclair and see what I can do about this.
Yeah, sure.
I'm sure. Don't worry. You look a bit angled and something weird's out here. You might want to inform the others.
Yeah,
I'm nodding.
Yeah, just a quick note.
Yeah.
Both of you, please roll me wits plus composure.
1 success.
1 success.
0 successes again.
0 successes. Yeah. With your enhanced senses, because you're still feeling the weirdness of the situation, Paul. You see something. You see as if Mark has a slight metallic tinge to him. A slight metallic tinge. You kind of gleam that for just a split second before it fades away. It's difficult to see. There's not a lot of light in here. You hear you notice now the birds have returned, and that's when you notice, Rue, at least, that entire encounter you had just then, you didn't hear anything. That place back there, it was silence, and now you hear the usual birds chirping and
okay.
things like that. Yeah, that's just a note to you.
Just a note. Gotcha.
Okay. Moving over to the scene, we have Toza, also known as Simon. Throughout this time, you are working with the master. He's dictating you various letters of state. You hear a massive crash come from the library.
Oh, and so wait, where were we?
You're in the master's study, which is where the master's bedroom is.
Okay.
So yeah, you hear what? What was that? You hear?
I get up and run towards the source of it.
Yeah, you run down the hallway and you enter the library. You hear you see Master Alphonse is running behind you, and in the library, you see Mary. Her half her leg is caught under a rather large shelf of books that topple over.
I said, Mary, hold still. We'll get this off you.
Yeah, and she's what? Yeah, thank you. As you try to help her out. Give me a quick just for initially. Give me a quick strength plus strength plus stamina, please.
1.
All right, so you managed to with some difficulty, but then when Master Alphonse runs in and sees the situation, he manages to give you a helping hand. He managed to lift the heavy oak bookcase off of her as she begins to rub her leg.
What happened, Mary?
It fell over. I don't know what happened.
What were you doing? Well, and can I look around to see if was she on a ladder or anything, or?
No, you don't see anything like that. I bumped it by accident, but the whole thing came down. I'm so sorry. Dear me, look at all these books. And you see books and splayed out everywhere.
And I look around and I guess I'm kind of wondering how a giant sturdy oak bookshelf could have been knocked over by her bumping it. Yeah. Can I do any kind of I don't know, perception check to see if anything's wrong with?
Yeah, give me an investigation plus intelligence.
4 intelligence, 3 7.
Okay, give me that roll.
1 success.
1 success. So you managed to look around. Perhaps you're thinking that perhaps maybe the shelf itself could have been unstable, as it were. Maybe the shelf was a little bit crooked, and so
Okay.
maybe it could have been bumpable. Maybe it could have rocked a little bit, and that's what it could have caused it. But as you're trying to, looking over the scene and investigating it, you find an old book, a very old book, in the place where the shelf fell over.
Oh.
As I assume you'll pick it up. This book
Yeah.
particularly is of different quality. The other books in this room are leather bound, by famous authors, Dickens, things like that. From fantastical to research journals of scientists like Newton. This book, however, is lower quality. It's like a paperback mesh on it, and give me a quick roll of intelligence plus academics.
4 + 2, 6. Okay.
And you see Alphonse at this exact moment is tending to Mary.
1 success.
Yeah, you recognize that this is, yes, a fairly old make of book. Very, very old. You don't know how old. So at this exact moment, you hear Alphonse is taking Mary and trying to help her up, say, Simon, quickly, help me take Mary down. We can get her on a seat.
Okay.
There's like a nearby lounge nearby, so he's guiding you and motioning you to have her sit down. And help him pick her up and set her down.
Can I
somewhere.
hold on to the book or put it down somewhere where I can come back to it?
Yep, sure. So
Do I have a jacket or a coat or a pocket, or
Yeah,
is it too
absolutely.
big for that, or do I need
no,
to put?
it's fairly smallish. It's like a diary. It's the size of a small diary. So yeah,
All right,
you
I
could
tuck
slip
it into the inside of my waistcoat. I assume I'm wearing a vest because I'm a fancy butler.
That's right.
Yeah, so I tuck it into
Alright.
the inside of that, and
You do that.
and then kind of put Mary's other arm around my shoulder.
So you sit down, Mary, and Master Alphonse says, "Oh, what? Are you okay, Mary?" Yes, I think so. I think I might have just sprained my leg, but I'll be okay. But Master, I'm so sorry. No, don't be sorry. It's okay. We'll get this mess cleaned up. A lot of the books are sprawled across the room. A couple of pages have fallen out. You see, Mary is in a little bit of a extreme displeasure, extreme despair. She loves books. You know that she loves books.
Mhm.
And the fact that some books are ruined.
So she's kind of in shock a bit.
Yeah. Kind of just holding her head.
Yeah. Am I able to I'll put one hand on Mary's shoulder and one on her knee, and I said, I'm gonna get Hannah to come up and get you some tea and I don't know, just
Yep.
just to have a look at you. And I kind of look towards the master just to wait for his nod on that.
He gives you a nod. Go, boy.
Yeah.
I'll stay here with Mary.
Okay.
Where are we going? I'll have a look at these other shelves and make sure no one else fall down. I would hate anything to happen as he kind of just walks around.
Mhm.
Yeah. And so you head down.
Yeah. I start calling out for Hannah quite urgently, going, Hannah, where are you?
Yep. Instinctively, you probably head down to the kitchen or the dining room. You run downstairs and you see Hannah at the door outside, leading towards the cobble courtyard.
Mhm.
And she is just standing there motionless. At her feet lie a sack of potatoes
Oh.
and a basket of eggs, which has been toppled over, and some of the eggs have cracked and fallen on the floor.
Oh.
And she's actually not facing you; she's actually facing outside in the cobblestone
And
courtyard.
the eggs and potatoes are at her feet in front
Yes.
of her? I yell, Hannah, what's going on?
She slowly turns. You see.
By the way, I do check her out,
Yeah.
even amidst this.
Give me a quick wits plus empathy roll.
Where's empathy? Is it
Empathy is a social skill, and wits is
empathy?
an attribute.
3. Okay,
3.
I've got empathy, body language, 3.
Yep,
and-
body language will give you a bonus, so plus 1.
And so 3, and body language makes plus 1, 7.
Yep, 7 dice.
Then roll 20, 2 successes.
2 successes. You see that she is clearly in shock. She is white aghast. She's Simon. As she steps back from the door,
I run to her and say, "What
towards
is it?"
the courtyard. As soon as you do run towards her, you catch a red scene
A what?
out of the corner. A red scene out of the corner
Okay.
of your eye, and in the middle of the courtyard lies a cadaver. This body
Oh.
is a body is lying on the floor in the middle of the courtyard. There is blood everywhere. The body is missing 2 arms. It's face down, and its shoes are missing.
But he's otherwise clothed? Sorry?
Yes.
Yeah. But without arms.
No arms.
Torn
Face
clothes
down.
at the arms. Okay.
Give me a quick resolve plus composure.
Resolve 1, composure 2. It's 3 dice.
This is a fairly grisly scene.
Yeah. No successes.
No successes. So yeah, you feel sick
Yeah,
immediately. So
I kind of can feel my chest tighten, and I kind of have to force a breath out and kind of steady myself on whatever's near me, and definitely lose all composure and start to feel sick and clutch one hand to my own chest and one hand to kind of steady myself.
And in your shock, as you look upon the corpse, you recognize it looks like it was David. And then the bells ring.
Can I try?
You hear it.
Okay.
You hear it as well. Yep. I was quickly just motioning over to Paul and Mark. You hear the bells ring from the estate. Yep. Go ahead, Simon. Yep. Go ahead, Simon. What do you want to say?
Oh, sorry.
That's okay.
It's like my name's not Simon. I grab Hannah by the hand and like gently get her face to lock eyes with mine and say, "There's no time. We have to run. Let's go get to the master." And so I grab her and run up and start yelling out, "Master, master!" And yeah, that's my action.
You see the master begin to descend down the stairs of the main hallway, trying to figure out what's causing the alarm.
I've got
the
Hannah
bells
in
to ring.
tow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're like, what? What happened? Why
the-
are the bells ringing?
David's dead in the cobblestone court.
You see his face go white. What?
He's well, I'm trying to think of the word. He's been maimed and killed.
Get everyone together.
Okay, I say to Hannah, go upstairs. Mary's there. She's hurt her leg, but go up there and stay with her.
Yeah. Alphonse goes down and he wants to check out. He goes down to check out the body himself.
Yeah.
And yeah, likewise, like you, he is completely aghast. And however, he do you follow Master Alphonse downstairs? Or do you? What do you
yeah,
exactly?
because because I was gonna go that way out.
Yeah. But
Like
that's because that's Farmer Stephen would probably be down in the crop field, so that
I was
could be
gonna
one
head
place
down
we'd
that way and
kinda-
then loop around to try and find the other two.
Yep, no worries. So as you follow down Master Alphonse, as he rushes past you, and he sees the sight, the grisly sight, he says, "Oh." But there is something strange about his reaction. You feel as if you can, at this point, gain further insight as to what he's thinking. Like a strange sensation flows through your body, like pins and needles.
Okay.
Throughout your being as you flow through it. You can kind of shrug it off and move on. It could be shock, you don't know what it is. Or you can submit.
Can you describe the inkling I'm getting?
The inkling of gauging someone's reaction, or like peering, as if you're peering into, like as if someone's mind is a forage bush, and within their mind there are berries, and you're kind of peering into the bush and searching for berries.
Yeah.
You see the vibrancy of your world begin to like overtake your sight. It is quite frightening. It is quite shocking. Mm-hmm. But you see the thoughts swirl within Master Alphonse's head. These thoughts are very calm and very. You get the sense of despair. You also get the sense of paranoia.
Wait, his paranoia?
His paranoia.
So he's calm, despair, and paranoid.
And paranoia. And that is incredibly difficult to understand, and it perplexes you. But this whole situation is...
And what is it? But on the surface, he looks quite just...
He looks shocked. He does look shocked, but there is some calmness about his brain functionality. You can't put your finger on it. It is just so incredibly difficult, so mysterious. Add a weird point.
Yep. Click it. Yep.
And yeah, so you kind of catch that for a brief second as Master Alphonse begins to approach the body and inspect it. By this stage, the bells have stopped. And
who does those bells? Sorry, I'm just curious.
Give me a intelligence plus. No, we could ruffle this. Intelligence plus wits.
Okay. 4 plus 7. 7 dice. 4 successes.
4 successes. You don't know. There were bells? Yes, there were bells.
Interesting.
Who rang them?
Ooh. Okay. Cool.
Okay.
And so then I then leave that scene and run out to try and round the people up, like Master said.
Yep. So by this stage, Paul and Mark, you have heard bells coming from the estate. What is your action?
Oh no.
Wait, I was sent back.
Oh no, we were together because he got to the point that we heard the bells. So, like as I tried to send you off and all that, we're actually still in the same place, so we're sort of headed back.
Alright. Alright, I'm just gonna break into a sprint. Bells at this time is not good.
Yep. I'm gonna follow him up and make sure Sinclair's sort of behind me.
Mm-hmm. Yep. By this stage, you see a rather pale Simon run about, grabbing Farmer Stephen from the crop fields. Simon, do you lead him through the cobble court, the red cobble court, or do you lead him through another entrance?
Sorry, what? Lead?
Farmer Stephen's at the crop fields.
Yeah.
Yep, and you basically, the master asked you to gather everyone at the dining room.
He's asked me to gather everyone at the dining room.
Yep.
And he was down in the crop fields.
Yep. Farmer Stephen is down in the crop fields.
I think I'll take him in through the back door of the laundry. I would want to take him through the cobble court normally, just so that he could see it, and I'd probably want to gauge his reaction and stuff, but I think the master just wanted me to do this urgently, and I don't want him to spend more
Yeah.
time to have that moment and have that reaction. So that my motive of urgency,
Yeah.
So we go into the back door of the laundry, like we go around to the right of the kennels
Okay.
rather than going left in through the
Yeah.
cobble court, which is
That's it.
kind of, and then we go through the quarters and out the kitchen.
As Farmer Stephen puffs heavily behind you, asking you, "What's happened? What's going on? Why are the bells ringing?"
I just say, there's been an emergency. The master wants us all in the dining room.
Okay. Wolves?
We don't know.
It's as he's running after you, he's now out of breath, so he's just catching up to you quite quick. But a stage as well. Mark and Paul, you have now reaching back towards the estate. You see a couple people entering through the main hall, the main entrance. Yeah, just which way would you enter the dining room? Would you pass through the cobble court or would you pass through the main hall? Just quickly.
Do we know that the common meeting place is the dining room?
Nope. All you heard is the bells.
I'd say we'd probably go for the cobble court to see if any servants are still in the quarters. And
Yeah. No worries.
Yeah,
as you run down the length of the estate, it takes you quite a while. You get hot and heavy, a little bit sweaty even. The bells just as you have arrived, the bells have stopped, and as both you and Mark turn the corner towards the cobble court, you see the back of Master Alphonse now laying a sheet over a red mess of something, and as you turn the corner, you see the sheet now fall down on the something, and Master Alphonse turns and looks at you and says, "Oh, good, you're safe. Quickly, we have to into the dining room, please."
the hell is this? What do you mean enter the dining room? Who the hell's that?
It's David. Something's got him. Please, we just have to make sure everyone is safe.
Alright, let's go.
I follow. I'm not really saying anything.
Yep. Are you still holding your axe, by the way, Whitey?
That's a very good point. Probably. Yeah, I'm not. I wouldn't have dropped it off. If there was trouble, I would have kept it.
Yeah. So you're still holding the axe with you?
It's either in my hand or on a belt or something.
Okay. No worries. Just as a point of reference to everyone else. Okay, so now everybody meets inside the dining room. There are a few faces.
I call out to Hannah to help Mary and for them to get down to the dining room after I drop Steve off there.
Yep. So Hannah is still white as a sheet.
I think I helped both of them because they're both kind of in shock.
Yeah.
I just have
managed
to
get them
get
down.
back.
Yep, no worries.
Sorry.
That's okay. Yeah, you managed to help them both down. As everyone meets in the dining room. Farmer Stephen looks fairly confused. So does Peter. What happened? Why are the bells ringing? He kind of motions to anyone. He looks at Hannah, and Hannah just puts her face down. She doesn't talk, doesn't say anything. Mary is also asking around, what happened? And Stephen is also giving everyone a questioning eye. Yeah.
I put a hand on Hannah's back to comfort her. Looks like she's spacing out a bit. And
yeah,
I don't say anything to Hannah. I just put a hand on the back.
Are you trying to comfort her?
Yeah. I'm not being great.
No worries. Would you like to roll a let's just put it a manipulation plus persuasion. Let's go with that. Oh no, manipulation plus empathy. Kind of reassuring.
I've got empathy, body language. Just thought I added one for the body language.
Yeah, okay. Actually, no, body language is a reading, so in this situation it wouldn't
Okay,
count as your...
Cool. So 3 plus, and what was the other one? Sorry?
Empathy.
So no, empathy plus what?
Manipulation.
Okay,
The
6
attribute
dice.
manipulation. 6 dice. Yep. -1.
6 minus 1. Oh, I'll just put 5 in so it doesn't fake out. 1 success.
You can do 6.
One
You can do
success.
6 minus 1. You can do 6 minus 1. That sort of thing.
Yeah, cool. Yep, so you managed to... She seems calmed by your words. You can kind of roleplay it out. Toza?
I just kind of say, like, lowly to her, Hannah, are you okay?
No, but I'm glad you're okay.
Yeah. And I just say, don't worry, the others will be here soon. And
Yes.
And then I turn over to Mary and say, Mary, are you okay? How's your leg?
Fine, but I'm more worried about everyone else. What happened? And by this stage, Master, now Mark and Paul have entered.
I just say quickly back to Mary, I say, I'll let the Master explain.
Yeah. Now by this stage, just as you said that, Mark and Paul just entered the room, and Master Alphonse is behind them, and these 3 people look fairly serious, especially Master Alphonse. As he gauges everyone's reactions and kind of digs into the feeling of the room. He says solemnly, David is dead. He's been mutilated. He's in the Cobbler court. We don't know what could have done this. Has anyone seen anything?
I speak up. Oh wait, no, actually I don't, because Master would have seen what I saw. So
Yeah. I just a quick emotion. There was something weird in the forest.
Something strange, you say?
Strange. It may have been a person, I'm not sure. There was...
A person? This far out?
Yes, it doesn't make any
We're
sense.
leagues away from anyone else.
That's what I thought,
What?
and I thought I was just hearing things. I was feeling weird when I was in that forest too. So I thought it was just something tricking me or something up. I don't know, but...
Are you well hydrated? Are you feeling okay?
Yeah, I'm fine. I had breakfast this morning and everything, and yeah. But it wasn't just me. It was Sinclair. He was acting strangely as well.
So
Barking
you're
more than
saying
nothing.
you saw someone. What did he look like?
If it was someone or something, it was shadowy, large. I didn't get a good look at it.
You see his mannerisms start to change as he puts his hand in his pocket, his right hand, as if he's feeling or something. As he paces around the room.
Also,
What did he say?
What did he say? Well, I don't know if there were 2 different beings. The one that did spoke to me. There's something about a golden man. We're all in danger, or something to that effect.
Golden man.
Look, I think
Simon,
it's
have
just
you heard of
hogwash.
anything like this before?
I don't know. Have I?
No.
No. It's like, no. It sounds like nonsense to me. Who?
Yes.
And I just
Well,
yeah. I kind of I don't dismiss it, but I just say it sounds like, I'm not trying to dismiss his idea, but just say like it sounds like nonsense.
of course, there's a maniac running loose in the nearby woods. He could have been the one responsible for David. He looks down. I think...
I'm gonna look around.
Okay.
Where's Peter?
Peter is kind of standing in the corner of the room. He is looking
I
around.
just
Yeah.
I don't think I was here when Peter entered. I just want to check Peter was actually here.
Yeah, Peter's here. He was actually here when he was already there when you arrived.
Alright, then I won't do anything.
Yeah. This.
Oh, sorry.
So we have a maniac, you're saying, somewhere in the woods. And you didn't see what he looked like, Paul. Mark, did you see him?
No, I arrived afterwards. Heard some sort of scream.
Screams. Gods. He looks fairly shocked as he's trying to take in the situation. Stephen is sweating, and Peter is looking very worried as everyone else is worried. Hannah is trembling, and Mary is still... Yeah, this has been a difficult evening for her. By this stage as well, it is now about afternoon. At least that's what you realize now. Actually, no. You realize that only a few hours, maybe 1 hour, has passed since breakfast, yet it looks as if it's becoming afternoon. It's a lot darker. Noticeably so now that you have a second to realize. It's as if everything here has dulled slightly in its color, in its composition. You hear a slight breeze flow through the estate and a rattle windows somewhere from beyond, as the scene sets itself, as everyone is kind of worried looking at each other. Is there anything else you'd like to throw in at this particular point?
Can I motion to Master Alphonse what I want to speak to him in private, like after this?
Yes.
That's
In fact,
right. So I go to him and just tap him. Was it behind him and just say, so Master Alphonse, I think I have something else, but I don't want to discuss it in front of everyone else. Can we talk somewhere after this?
yes. In fact, let's go now. Follow me.
Right.
Everyone else here, stay here. And he leads you outside, towards the courtyard.
Okay.
And what is it, Paul?
Yeah. So as I sort of motion towards, I imagine there's like a bench or something.
Yeah. You
nearby.
can put like something on the fountain. There's like a ring.
Fountain, cool.
Yep. Cool.
So I motion towards the fountain, sort of leading towards her as he walks over. I found shoes.
Shoes?
These two shoes, and I was go have a look at my it was a pack or whatever, unpack it down and just thud down both the shoes on the fountain bench themselves.
All right. Do a quick roll for me. A wits plus wits plus empathy.
Empathy.
+1.
Okay, cool. I have one success.
One success. He is taken aback by the look of these shoes. There is not the reaction you were expecting. He goes slightly even more pale as he was about to say something, and then he gets cut off as soon as he sees you pull out the shoes.
Mm.
What are these? He asks.
Found them in the woods. Sinclair found the first one, and if you notice, as I sort of gesture to the one with blood on it, do you notice something weird about this one?
God, is that blood?
That's blood. Whose blood, I don't know, but it's someone's blood. Then I gesture to the next one. And notice this isn't the same sort of shoe type, is it?
No, definitely not. You found this in the woods? Buried? He says, looking down at it. There's like bits of dirt on it, so you could probably determine that it was buried.
The second one, yes, that one was buried. The other one was basically in the open.
Maybe that was a grave.
I'm thinking so.
It's good that you did not bring this to the attention of the others. I appreciate your subtlety in this, Paul.
True. And in appreciation, Master Alphonse, I need to ask a question.
User disconnected
Go ahead.
from your channel.
Why are you acting strangely? Why do you think it's a murderer? Why don't you think it's just wolves?
What?
As soon as the one thing I noticed when you were talking to everyone else, you said it was a murderer. You didn't say, maybe, the most kind of thing to think will probably be wolves.
No, but that was because you mentioned the man in the woods.
I saw a vision. I saw something. I didn't think it was a man. It could have been anything.
Yeah, and also give me a quick intelligence roll plus intelligence plus I guess academics, or no, give me intelligence plus composure.
Intelligence, composure.
No, intelligence plus wit. Sorry.
Alright, cool. 6. Was that 7 plus?
No plus. It's just round.
Just 6. Okay, cool. 3 successes.
You clearly remember. You mentioned the person in the woods. Before. I mean, no, sorry. After he said it was a murderer.
And I say to the student, that's why I'm remembering it. What, do you have a different version?
I don't know what you're talking about.
Right. Well,
either way, we shouldn't talk about these kind of things. He looks like flustered. We shouldn't talk about these things. There's something, whether they be wolves, god damn it, who cares whether it's wolves or people? Something out there has done something to David.
I look at him with a sort of quizzical, sort of stern look, and sort of agree. You're right, we do need to get to the bottom of this, but no, never mind. Well, we got this information now.
Let's go back.
Let's go back. Yeah.
So yeah, I probably assume you pick up. He doesn't pick up the shoes and touch them.
I pick up the shoes.
You pick up the shoes and head off.
Yeah.
As you're walking back, you do notice Master Alphonse is continually keeping his hand inside his pocket and twiddling with something. His right hand in his coat pocket.
Right.
As he is walking back towards the dining.
I'll just take note of that. I don't do anything with it. Yeah.
No worries. Yeah. So the rest
while they were out, I wanted to pull out the book. I wanted to give Hannah's hand a little hold and a squeeze, get up, and bring the book out and kind of quickly flick through some pages while I walk towards the corner, kind of not trying to be overly sus, but just kind of inspect what it is.
Yep. You inspect, I'm flicking through the book, you inspect and you realise this book is actually a journal of someone named Philip.
Okay.
Strange, you don't know anyone here by the name of Philip. It's difficult to remember things in general, but you don't remember anyone here by the name of Philip. The last entry is dated 1768, and it speaks of Master Alphonse asking him to begin work on the fence.
What year is it now? Or do I not,
1900 something.
Okay. And what was it talking about?
At least
Alphonse and the fence?
Give me wits plus composure.
3 plus 2 is 5 dice.
Yeah. Go ahead.
2 successes.
Yeah. This gets placed around you as you begin to realize that it's 19 something, but for some reason it's hazy. You don't know why. You don't know what year it is right now. In addition, the contents of this book, and mentioning Master Alphonse, and it's clearly extremely old, and it is dated 1768. Give me a -1 to your clarity, as now this is becoming very odd.
Okay.
Very, very odd.
So I untick normality, and I'm down to odd.
Yeah. In fact, do another one, and everyone else tick down their clarity.
Okay.
By 1.
So I'm down to weird.
Yeah.
And we're all down to odd?
And yeah, you're down to odd. Why is it?
I'm down to weird. Yeah.
Ruru is now down to weird. Definitely so.
Okay. And do I have time to do anything else?
Yeah, sure. Yeah, you have yep.
I approach Mary, and I stow the book back inside the inside of my waistcoat. But as I approach Mary from behind, put my left hand on her right shoulder, and say, Mary. And as she looks around, I lean in a little, showing the inside of my waistcoat, and I say, "Did you find this book?"
She looks at you, puzzled. Book? Can I see? She reaches out for it. A frown appears on her face.
And I say,
Where'd you find this?
I kind of don't show her. Like I stop her from reaching out. I say, no, just look, and I
show her the cover.
And I quickly show her something, concealing it from the outside using my waistcoat, but just from the cover.
Okay. And so what was the question you asked just before?
Did you find this book earlier?
Thinks for a moment. Her hand grabs her forehead as she has trouble thinking, and as if it's incredibly difficult for her to think in the situation for some reason. Something just stopping her from thinking. No, not at all. What is it? It looks old.
It is very old. It's a journal. I found it before. It's got some strange information in it, but I just wanted to check.
Simon,
don't worry.
Stop
I'm sure
scaring
it's
me.
nothing. I'm sorry. Everything's so crazy right now. I'm sure it's nothing.
Yes. Good. I can't handle anything more. This has just become a bit too much. Please, dear.
Sorry to bother you. Please keep resting.
It's okay.
I go back and sit down by Hannah.
Yeah.
And I start to strike up conversation with Steve, and I say, Steve, are you okay?
Yes. I can't believe Wolves were a murderer. What?
And I ask him, has he noticed anything strange? Or did he notice anything strange today?
No, I was working in the crop fields. Now that you mention it, I did spot a flock of crows, but that was a little while back. You know, I was seeing them having crows in this area for quite a while, I think. So I headed down to the farm shed to put together a scarecrow, just to protect the crops, when I heard the bells ring. Sorry, good boy, I'm just feeling...
No, that's quite alright.
I'm feeling quite under the weather, it appears. I'm gonna go, excuse me, I'm just going to go get a jumper. I feel quite cold all of a sudden.
And I before he goes, I just say, you shouldn't go out alone. Peter, can you go with him?
Oh, okay. As you see Peter move off with Stephen. Yeah. Both of them walk off towards the servants' quarters. Okay. By this stage now, Alphonse has returned back to the dining room with Paul, and he says, I think it's best we all stay indoors today. Until we get a better idea of what's out there and what could have happened to David. Let's at least for the time being, Mark, can I ask you a big service from you? Could you please help me with cleaning up David's remains? It is a disgrace to leave him there.
I'm gonna nod and start heading towards the Cobbler court, just through the kitchen.
Yeah, and Master Alphonse follows you. and that's what they do. You guys can kind of jump in at any point. He quickly says, "Yes, everyone, please just stay indoors. Try to stick with somebody. Let's lock the main hall doors and lock all the back rooms until we figure out what's going on." Understood? He kind of gets a little bit firmer.
And I say, yes, master.
Good.
And
Mark, come with me. And he leaves with Mark. Yeah, as you approach Mark and you see the corpse, and now it's like a montage scene of you and the master are basically just cleaning up the mess as much as possible. From the nearby laundry, you get a mop, you get a broom. Can you give me a quick composure plus resolve check, please, as you are essentially cleaning up the dead body of a friend.
Is Paul back in the dining room now?
Yes.
And
After this quick roll, then we'll
Yes!
go to that. What happened?
4 successes.
4 successes. Okay, so you're able to stomach it, and you're able to stay pretty calm, very, very, very calm. And you get to the grisly work of cleaning up.
While we're cleaning up,
Mhm.
I'm sort of passively looking around the body, like any hints as to what
Yeah,
or
sure.
who did this.
Give me a investigation plus intelligence or wits, whichever's higher. Intelligence or wits.
That both of them means I roll 1 dice.
Okay, go for it.
I used up all my luck. Yeah, I used up all my luck.
Ooh, just missed it.
So you get 2?
0.
Oh, okay. So that's an exceptional failure.
No, I didn't go below. I didn't go like -1 or 0 dice. I just had to roll a 1 because investigation's -1, which is 2.
Whenever you roll 1 dice, there's a chance for a failure.
Oh, whenever.
Yeah,
But
whenever
I
there's
didn't.
one
I
dice.
didn't roll a 1. I just got 0 successes.
Okay. No worries. Yeah. So yeah, you're unable to determine exactly. It looks grisly, whatever. It's difficult to say whether his arms were ripped off or lopped off or something bit into his arms. You can't tell. There's just so much blood and so much of the tissue is just damaged. As you are investigating the corpse, you catch something as you are moving the corpse. Something dings as you pick up the corpse, like a coin or something dings and falls to the ground as you are moving the corpse. Small coin falls out of his pocket.
I'm gonna pick it up and pocket it immediately.
Yeah. Do you want to do it subtly? Master Alphonse hasn't spotted you or this coin. Are you going to try to do it subtly, or are you just going to try and just...
Yeah, I'm doing it subtly, which is why I'm pocketing it immediately.
Okay, cool. Give me a quick dexterity plus subterfuge or larceny, whichever one is higher.
I have larceny, and it's dexterity.
Yep.
I roll 4 dice.
Go ahead. Yeah,
1 success.
that's enough. Master Alphonse kind of snaps at you a little bit, said, "Come on, help me with this. I can't carry this by himself." As he kind of gets impatient, because at this point you're just starting to move the body. As he leads you towards the back of the actually no, he gets you to carry the corpse inside the cool room for now, in a special place, just to keep it preserved.
I guess it makes sense.
Yeah,
Yeah,
just to
that makes
keep
sense.
it out of the heat. Now, back to scene in the dining room.
Yep. So after they head out, I go to I want to comfort Hannah again for a second, and I just go near her. I don't put my hands on her or anything, or get in her space or anything, even though like I'm really playing the lust floor a bit, even though deep down I'm thinking, oh yep. Anyway, um,
Yes.
I say, you know, the everything's a bit crazy right now. Might be best to get your mind off it a little, and then after another awkward second of silence, I just mumble to her, "Sorry, I didn't like the soup this morning," and kind of chuckle a little to see if it will like break any tension or like or
Yeah, you're successful. She smiles and she says, it was meant to be disgusting."
and I just go, "You brat!"
Sticks her tongue out at you.
And I say,
And for a second, you see her smile back, and for a second, you even see her, you notice that as if her happiness radiates, just for a split second. I mean, this whole place is so dark, so gloomy, so despairing, but like that little second of her laugh just like brightened up the room, almost physically, literally.
as she brightens up the room and is laughing, I try and deal
She
a little.
She laughs for a little bit. Her mood is still down, but like for a split second, she cheers up just a little bit, just to give you that sticks out her tongue at you. Before then, she kind of like calms down a little bit and back into the sober mood. But yeah.
Okay, I say, "I'll be right back. I'm just gonna, give me a yell if you need anything," and I go over to Paul and say, "Paul, what happened out there?"
I don't know. I don't like any of this.
And I quickly just reply back, "Something's weird. I feel very uneasy."
I heard beforehand, someone mentioned Mary got caught by falling books or some rubbish like that.
Yeah, one of those enormous oak shelves collapsed on her while the master and I were penning letters to the surrounding lords
Strange.
of the region, where we heard a crash and her leg was pinned under one of those one of our shelves. You said she bumped it? It seems
Rubbish.
strange to me.
She didn't have the strength.
She's a frail old lady.
That's oak. You can't just bump that and it knocks down. Obviously, it's something else. And then we have David. That's dead now, apparently.
That this has all happened so quickly, and I just say to Paul as well, and I just say, I kind of like not looking at Paul, but kind of just looking around. I just say, something is off today. The master was strange when I found him, or when we went to see David. Something was strange.
What do you mean strange?
I'm not quite sure. He was shocked, but calm, and I think he suspected us. I don't know.
Actually, as you sort of say that, I sort of gesturing, was it closer to one sort of the corners of the room and all that sort of, the eyes of everyone else for a moment, or don't just mention to him. And I just turn around and that sort of bag thing I've got on me.
Yep.
I sort of open it up and then I show Simon the actual boots themselves. Oh, like I was showing Master Alphonse beforehand.
Yeah,
I showed it. Yeah.
And I try and like not seem surprised. I try and not seem shocked or I go.
Yep.
Yeah,
And by the way, as an aside, like this is taking place in the recreation room, so you're just like standing in the doorway between a dining room and a recreation room, just so you're like have privacy from the rest of them.
Yeah, just like one of the corners of the room or something. Something not too obvious, but just enough that we've got enclosures. And I just was see those.
Yeah. Where did you find them?
Out in the woods. Right beforehand, how I mentioned about seeing dark figures and warnings of golden men. It was I'm only going to trust you with this. I'm not going to tell anyone else because I don't trust many people at this point. Or anyway, something talked to me out there.
Right.
Yeah, and that was the whole. And as I said about the sort of golden man warning or something like that. And as soon as he mentioned about the shoe, especially the old shoe, and I point towards the older shoe and all that, That would be us.
Wow.
We'd be dead.
Did he say anything else?
No, after that, all I heard was Sinclair and I were looking. He barked a bit, and Sinclair didn't like this situation either. And I don't know what the hell happened after. I heard a commotion, a screeching.
I
Something died.
start shaking my head and put my fingertips on my forehead, just straining to think. To say this is all so strange. I have something I need to tell you.
Mm-hmm.
When after the bookshelf fell, I found an old book.
Oh,
It was a journal. It's nearly 200 years old, perhaps older. It's from
Servant
is
named
it
Flip.
Yeah, no. Do I have I do I know what? And was Philip a servant or?
Yes,
Did I
just from
glean
the
that?
gleaming from the
Yeah.
journal, from the entries, yes, he's a servant of this house, of this estate.
And I say I noticed something that was out of place. This book shouldn't have belonged in our library, but it remained on the fallen shelf. And I quickly slid it out of my waistcoat and showed him. I said, "From a servant called Philip 200 years ago, and he speaks of the master."
What? Ridiculous.
And I say it doesn't make sense, but
Unless
You
the
hear a
night
smack
Oh,
come
jeez.
from the servants' quarters
oh,
as
Yeah.
you realize for a second that like a massive smack comes from the servants' quarters, and then instantly you remember, wait, Peter and Stephen went here for... Where are they? They're meant to be back by now.
and we're in the rec room, aren't we?
You're in the rec
Yeah.
room. You hear a massive smack.
How was that?
Give me a both of you. Please give me a perception plus not perception. Please give me a wits plus composure roll, and you as well, Mark, since you are nearby.
Wits and composure.
Wits and composure,
I've got 5.
that sounds like a 3. Wait, wits and composure, yep, 3.
2 successes.
2 successes.
1 success.
1 success.
Rolling. 2 successes.
2 successes. All right. Mark and Paul. That sounded like a window smack, like a sliding window, crashing down. It sounded very similar to that kind of sound. And Simon, you think you heard something very similar to that.
Okay.
Something like a window smacking down.
Right.
And as a note to you as well, Paul, you sense a little bit of an unease coming from the servants' quarters. Big sense of unease. It just kind of stops you for a second, but it disappears soon after. Just kind of like that little tingle of like a smell, like something similar to a smell, but instead of a smell, it is like a feeling that kind of washes past you, as if you can smell emotions, and that emotion smelled like dread.
Well, Mark is...
Yep, go ahead.
Well, Mark's... I assume we've just, like, put the body in the cool room or whatever.
Yeah.
Alright, yeah, so we've just done that. I'm rushing through the laundry. I'm running through the laundry to get to Simon's quarters from the cool room.
Yep, and you were fairly close by as well, and it was relatively close to the door of the laundry. You can kind of make out the sound came from Stephen's room. And you come across a corpse in the room. Another bloody mess. A cadaver, a headless body, is slumped over against the wall. His shoes are missing. And just as you run in, Alphonse soon follows you. And you see Rue and Tozer, or Simon and Paul running behind you, and you see this as well. You hear the bells. By gods, Stephen. You hear you see. By this stage, now you see Master Alphonse just like throw up. Grey ooze comes out of his mouth. Porridge from this morning's breakfast. As he just loses his composure. Yeah, everyone else, can you please roll me resolve plus composure, just to.
Yep.
And once again, the bells ring.
3 dice for me. No successes
All
for me.
Sorry, I missed my hand. Fuck is my resolve?
3 successes for me.
Mark's got a big stomach.
Mark don't give a fuck.
You see
He
worse.
loves it. I got
I've
2
seen
successes.
this before. All I need to do is drink it. Oh, I didn't tell you guys. I switched my hot-headed floor to addiction
Okay, cool.
because I feel like that's where my character is.
Nice. Okay. So you look upon this grisly scene. Then you can just roleplay out based on how well you handle the situation. You see at the end of the room, just across the bed looks ruffled, and just at the base of the window is the bed, and the window itself has cracked glass. It is currently closed.
What is the body?
The body is big. The body is very fat. You can deduce that this is Stephen. His shoes are missing.
Because my composure was completely failed. I had no successes. I don't throw up, but I begin to shake all over. I've got tremors in my hands. My knees start to shake. I fall over and feel sick and dizzy, and I kind of am propping myself up on one arm, but otherwise I'm completely lying down and trying to get back up, but struggling.
Yeah.
I'm shaking my head, and I leave the room immediately, saying I need a drink.
Awesome.
Was it looking at the body or whatever, and I stand there for a minute and look at it and just this sort of rage. This what the hell's going on? What the hell is this?
I'm still struggling, and I'm kind of trying to mumble, like, it's not safe in here. It's not safe.
Don't tell me it's happening. You hear Alphonse say, "Don't tell me, don't tell me, don't tell me, don't tell me."
What? And as soon as he says that, I'll go to him. What? What's not happening? What's going on? You've been weird this entire time, not as time to tell us what the hell is going on. It's
I don't know!
rubbish.
I don't know what's going on.
You know something.
I don't.
Can I get myself
Get
up at
off
this
me
point?
as it kind of pushes you away. Do you want to roll like an intimidation?
Yeah, I think I can. I just got a set down. Yeah.
That would be strength plus intimidation,
Strength
or strength or manipulation or presence. Either one of those, depending on how you want to approach it.
Yeah, I'll just have a look. What's my presence? Yeah, I think presence and strength. Is that that's intimidation. So yeah, 2, 2, so 4. Yeah. Let's see. One success.
One success. He kind of regards you with a little bit of a shaky voice. Nothing. It's just the bells. Why are the bells ringing? They always ring. As you see him like start to crumble. Start to like under the pressure. Where's Peter? Where's Peter?
Can I stand up at this point and join in?
Yep, go ahead.
And I kind of want to support Rue's interrogation of him, and I say earlier today I found a journal from one of your servants 200 years ago. Philip was his name.
Philip? He looks at you.
And
What do
I
you
pull
mean?
out
What
the-
is this journal?
I pull out the book, throw it to him, and say, "What is this? What does it mean?" And
He looks down
yeah.
at the pages. What do you mean? What does this mean? What is this?
This book is over 200 years old. He mentions you. He describes you in the same way.
His eyes grow wide as he just shakingly picks up the book and he opens it, shaking, and opens up to the last entry and sees his name, and he reads it out.
And I don't like try to intimidate after this, but I go for more of a like, something is happening, and I don't know if you know anything, but if you do, you need to tell us now, because we are all in danger.
Get away
There's a
from
cork.
me.
There's a cork popping in the other room, and you just get chugging.
Yeah. As he slowly stands up. He drops the journal on the ground. He looks. Another opportunity arises, Tozer, for you to gleam into his mind. Oh yeah, by the way, everyone drop down clarity.
So,
Yeah. Distressing.
Yep. Another
weird point.
yeah, like another. You have another opportunity to gleam into his mind and kind of get an influence, or just kind of forage through his head, for a better look. You should submit. If you should take it.
Yeah, I do it.
Okay. Pick up another point of weird as you gleam into, as you forage through his mind, through his brain. You see vague visions of shoes, of piles and piles of shoes, of skulls on top of these shoes, of despair, confusion, anger, angst, just complete, just as if he just doesn't know what this is, who he is, what this place is. Just complete and utter.
He's reliving his teenage years.
Yeah, he's just freaking out. I mean, his mind is a mess.
Okay.
It gives you a headache looking at this.
So I can kind of glean that this is all new. Like,
but as well, like there's
according
something.
to him, this is all new information.
Yeah, but there's something so strange about him. He's as if he's not human. You get that something like, what is this person? What is this? As he, where's Peter?
And
Peter was with Stephen, and we heard a crack.
And I say, "Oh my God, Peter!" And well, I don't know. I feel like I was grilling him, and I probably shouldn't forget about that straight away.
Yeah.
But I feel like I feel like
we can handle this madness later. Let's just find Peter.
I run over to the window and look out of the window.
Yeah, you look out the window, that's when it hits you. You see that the world is once again darker, once again duller. Everyone here, you all notice that it's just so much darker and duller. It's surprising. Just as you look upon other people as well now yourself, Simon, you can almost taste the dread coming off the rest of the party, not the party, of the other servants, and from Alphonse himself. By this stage as well, Hannah is appearing at the door of the servants' quarters and slowly moving in after hearing lots of shouting and commotion. She enters the room where Mark is, and she tentatively sees him drink, and she approaches him. Mark?
Yeah, I'm sort of at the window. I'm sort of turning. Yeah.
What happened? Why are you drinking? What was that commotion just there?
Oh,
What's going on?
God, how would I react? I probably drunk enough to not really care. So I'm gonna point towards like back down the hall. And I'm gonna like just go find Simon. You can tell.
Okay.
Just
Says,
leave
I'm
me.
giving you a worried. Leave. Okay. She kind of rushes out, not wanting to anger you, and you see her approach Simon.
I didn't say it angrily. No.
Yeah. Like she just kind of like rushes out, not wanting to anger you, as you are clearly distressed. She can pick that up. As she wanders down the hall and she sees the rest of the people standing outside, she catches now. She just enters the room just as Master Alphonse says, "Where's Peter? We have to find him." As Alphonse starts making his way towards the servants' quarters. Should you let him, Tozer and Rue?
What do you reckon? Improve or just getting his way?
I don't know. Is your character like notioning towards mine or something? Or...
Oh no, so this is out of character. No, this is just
Yeah.
what do you want to do? You want to stop him, or you don't want to stop him?
Come with me, he says.
No,
We'll pick up a search party.
I motion. I start to turn around as if I'm falling in line and following. And can I look around the room really quickly to see if I can quickly grab some kind of improvised weapon?
Yes.
Just anything that's lying around, like a letter opener, or I don't even know what would be around. Does anyone have a razor or a knife or anything domestic?
You can definitely grab something like that from the kitchen. And now we will just skip forward like a montage scene of.
And I also want to pick up the Does he have the book or did he drop it? I think you said he dropped it.
Yeah, he dropped it.
So I want to pick it back up on my way out.
Yeah.
I like to...
You see Master Alphonse extremely shaky, just barely managing to function. Yep, go ahead.
Also on the way out, I lock eyes with Rue and just kind of am very stern and solemn, like as if kind of like just to assure trust and confirm my suspicion of the master. And I don't know, I try and convey as much of that as I can, just by kind of like a grim nod with Rue.
I should be able to pick it up. Alright.
Yeah. Also, I'll be right back really quick. I've been busting for like 30 minutes.
It's okay. Go ahead. Okay, so so that so now this next scene is just everyone. Okay, the master now begins to organize a search party to go and look for Peter just very quickly. As we skim over a little bit of a montage, you can just button any time and mention what you would like to do. He asks Paul definitely to get the dog. He asks Mark. He's
not there.
He looks for you. Eventually finds you. Tells you off for drinking. He's very pissed off. And, he's just,
I don't know.
Yeah, he kind of tells you off. He just says drinking now is not the time to drink, but he kind of stops himself before he gets any more like angrier to like give you more of a verbal beating. He says, "Look,
the death of a friend is a perfect time to drink, my dear sir." And I take another gulp.
I just need you. I understand. I understand this. And I appreciate what we've all been through, Mark. I just need you to focus. And he kind of walks over to you and he grabs you by the shoulders and he kind of shakes you up a little bit. He's like, I just need you to focus just for now for me, please. I need you to focus. Please. While we find Peter and find out what the hell is going on. Can you do that for me?
Hold on. Before we do that, can I roll something to see whether I'm drunk? Because I don't know whether I should be drunk or not. So I want to sort of roll for it and see where it goes.
Just play, can't you?
But I can't choose. No, but I can't choose. I can't decide.
Okay. Then just roll me a. It will be a stamina plus composure roll.
While he's rolling, can someone catch me up?
So now it's like a montage scene of the master.
I'm wasted.
So Wisey has drunk himself into Mark has drunk himself into a bit of a stupor. However, he's still being enlisted into the search party, whether he likes it or not. How well he perform is we'll see. So now it's just like a couple of scenes where Master Alphonse is now organizing a search party. He's asked Stephen. No, not sorry. He's asked Paul and Simon, yourself, and Mark to prepare yourselves. He goes off into his master bedroom and he picks himself out a revolver, which he has, his own personal revolver. He gives you, Tozer, a rifle.
Oh, right. Okay.
A double barrel shotgun, very similar to one that the groundskeeper Paul has. In addition, there was only 3 guns inside the house, and he would rather not give a gun to the man who is very excitable, very drunk. But
I don't care. I still have 2 axes.
Yeah, so he sees that you're armed, and he just gives you a wary eye. But he then basically begins to organize you 3 to come with him. He says to the ladies, "We're going to go look for Peter. I need you to stay here in the dining room and not move. You understand? Neither of you move."
Hold on. I may be drunk, but I am still a little bit cautious and wary. I have 2 empathy. All right, this works. Hold on. I'm not going out there when there's clearly someone murdering people in here. I'm staying with the ladies. They are safe with me. There's no way.
For all we know, it was Peter who did that to Stephen.
You have guns. You're okay. I have an axe. This is good.
Can I pipe up and suggest that the master give Hannah a weapon?
What are you talking about, man? Giving a woman an axe? A weapon? A gun?
And I respond, absolutely. Would you rather your women become pretty corpses?
Absolutely not. He seems extremely pissed off by this. Absolutely not. They're safe in here.
No,
they're not the murderers.
Can I attempt to persuade him? I don't know.
Yeah, go ahead.
Is it? I mean,
yeah, go ahead. You go ahead. It's manipulation plus persuasion.
Okay. I've got a persuasion perk, I think, or a silver tongue.
Oh yeah,
thing.
+1.
So 3 + 3 + 1. I do have Master's Trust and others. I don't know what that does.
Yep, that's right. That'll factor in.
Okay. I won't add any dice though. I'll just do the skills you said plus the 1 for silver tongue. Make 7 dice.
Yep, go ahead.
4 successes.
4 successes. Okay, so what are you asking?
I say, surely, we should leave something with them, either mark or a weapon, just to make sure.
Okay. You're right. I'm sorry.
Otherwise, they'll be just as helpless as cattle. And I follow. I look at the girls after that and say, sorry.
They're pretty frightened. However, Mary gives you a crossed look, a frown.
I don't give a
fuck. I may have a brick and sprained ankle, but I'm not a useless old bitch. She says. And she kind of stands up. She kind of stands up as well, kind of limping slightly, but I can take this. Master Alphonse says,
I kind of motion back to Master Alphonse. I say, see? I know there's a reason you hired her.
Yes. He shakes his head, but yes, you're right, Simon. I'm sorry I snapped at you. You're completely right. This still feels wrong. This whole situation just feels completely off. let's go.
No,
He
But
hands,
guys,
when
he
he
hands-
when he says
whoa.
that, I just make eye contact with Rue.
He hands over the firearm to his pistol to Hannah. And he says, actually no, to Mary. And he says, hold this. There's 6 bullets. Pull the trigger. I'm sure it's pretty self-explanatory. Fire, if anything, should come near. We'll hear the shots. We're not going far.
Alright,
Mary says,
I guess
okay.
I'm happy with
I
this.
thank the master.
Mary kind of nods and she says, "It's okay. I got this. Go."
I got this.
And I thank the master, and I
Mark, please come with us. Leave the women.
Alright.
So he begins to lock up. The women lock up the dining room from inside, locking all the doors. And so you make your way outside the servants' quarters towards the flower bed and the back garden of the area. Now with Sinclair by your side, Paul. Sinclair can you are very knowledgeable with tracking, so it will just come naturally to you where you would give you're currently looking for Peter. I mean, for Peter, and being that you know anything about tracking, you go into Peter's room and find like a scarf or a jacket of his and give that to Sinclair to sniff.
Yeah.
give it a sniff.
Yeah.
And it was like, ah, boy, you go find Peter for us, huh?
That's right. Just give me a quick roll for Animal Kin. Intelligence plus Animal Kin.
If you stuff this up.
I've got like 7 for this. So
Yeah.
bit hard to stuff it up. I have 4 successes.
Perfect. Okay, so the loyal Sinclair instantly props up and runs over to the flower bed, and the rest of you are following the trail of the dog as he is sniffing around, making his way around towards the east, towards the Standing Stones. Now, what you know of the Standing Stones is it's like an old fable or an old legend. This area is particularly you heard this area had like ancient stories of like pagans and pagan worship, or at least that's what Master Alphonse joked about many times. And you make your way over to the Standing Stones. These are solemn grey stones made of granite. They look relatively natural. However, they look like they may have been propped up by people. It is difficult to say, perhaps. Outside, the air is significantly colder. You hear a cold wind breeze through as the grim party makes their way, following the dog, towards the Standing Stones. A particular note to you, Mark, because you are in a slightly inebriated state.
Slightly.
You realize, no one else has ever thought to think about it or realize, but you look up into the sky and you see the sun is unusually bright. It looks larger as well, just as a note to you.
I would definitely say something like this. Like, hey guys, sun grew bigger.
Just shrug it off. Well, yes, of course it's bigger. During the middle of the day. Let's keep moving.
Alright.
I'm already quite confused and kind of shocked by everything. I do look up, and it does look weird to me, but it's not the only weird thing I've seen today.
Yeah. And even in distance, you can see like the fields beyond and like the hillsides beyond. But towards the east, there's like large hilly areas and there's like vegetation and forest, as well as a few clearings. It's almost hazy. It's almost as if you would need glasses to see any further into the distance. As if like a smog, but not quite, has descended upon this entire land, upon this entire region.
I mutter to myself out loud under my breath, just what is going on as we continue.
Yes, indeed. As you approach the standing stones, the dog kind of sniffs around the standing stones. You have a second to have a look around as you see Alphonse gets increasingly impatient. Where is the dog leading us, Paul?
Let Sinclair do what he does best. At least I can trust him.
He gives you a little bit of an eye, but he just ignores that snarky comment.
I'm just gonna look back at the I'm gonna look back at the mansion and just look at it.
Okay, Master, what weapon was I able to scrounge up on my way out?
You're given a rifle very similar to Rue's, a double
Oh
barrel
right,
rifle.
because I was looking for an improvised one as well.
Yeah.
On the way out.
The master isn't carrying him. He's carrying a cane with himself, like a walking stick, a cane, and he's kind of going to use that as a makeshift.
Oh no, but did I
himself.
grab anything like as I was looking for?
You can, yeah, absolutely.
No, that's alright though. I think I got a gun, so I probably
Yeah, you're given a gun, but if you wanted to like pick up another knife or something or anything. Yeah.
Oh no, that's alright. I was just wondering if I did.
Yep, no worries. So you approach the standing stones. Rue, you have gained an aura from these old stones. They speak of old ancient things. You are able to get a feeling from them should you wish. An idea, a sense.
Right. Okay. Well, I'll walk sort of slowly towards one of the stones, like putting my hand out on it and just touching it, seeing if I can get something from it. It feels weird, strange, familiar, but enough to.
Give me plus another weird point, and then now minus a clarity for me. You get the impression that these stones are so ancient, so old, so wise even, and just as if these stones are somehow they are connected to something else, to somewhere else maybe. You're not able to tell exactly what or how, but these stones, they resonate a calmness to them, but as well they resonate an order. Whereas everywhere around you see nothing but chaos and nothing but, random vegetation and just the despair and madness of the situation. You see there is solidity and those kind of things within these stones. These stones are trustworthy somehow. It's incredibly strange. Incredibly strange. And Simon, you also notice by this point that Paul is now doing something quite odd as he's placing his hand upon the stone and getting a reading from it.
Yeah,
and,
I said, Paul, what are you doing?
And before you even say anything, you just kind of see like something wash over him, like a little bit of a shadow or a little bit of a misty gas flow around him.
Like a little swirling.
Like a swirl, just for a brief second, like a swirl coming like from the stone and into his eyes. Like a little bit like that. You just catch it. It is very You may think you've seen something, but you're particularly observant of the situation. Master Alphonse is just kind of looking around the stones and looking off into the distance for anything. So you kind of catch that. And exactly while this is happening, Mark, you do not notice this, but instead, you feel a pull towards something among the stones.
Me or
Mark.
No.
Wisey. Even in
say
your
pulled, is it like
inebriated-
physical or mental?
It's definitely mental, or even emotional, somehow. You feel a pull, and even through a drunken, inebriated state, you're able to focus surprisingly well. It's as if your body is drunk, but your soul is observant. And you approach one of the stones, the smallest of the stones, and you kind of look around it, and you find a tiny a piece of nail, an old nail.
I'm gonna pick it up. Do I recognize it? I do work in the wood shack and the fence.
Yes, you do.
Yeah.
This is a very, very. You just get this for free. You realize this is a very old iron nail. You would expect this to be come from very old buildings, and
there's none
it
of
feels-
this sort of thing in the wood shack.
Yes, it feels somehow slightly uncomfortable to touch, as if it feels very cold and jagged against your skin. However, you feel like this is very powerful somehow. And as you kind of pick this up and have a look at this very uncomfortable thing, you realize you see scratches, marks against this stone.
Oh.
You look down and investigate. Give me a intelligence plus academics roll, but it's a plus. Give me a plus. I'll give you a +2.
Plus.
Plus
Okay.
+3 actually. This is like fairly easy. You're only rolling because you're
So this
slapping.
is what?
Intelligence plus academics. Oh no,
So, a
intelligence
plus-
plus wits.
All right, so that's 4 plus 3.
That's it.
Three successes.
Excellent. You are able to discern that there was some markings here which were assumingly scratched by this nail, the same nail. You can see residue of the nail in the stone, as if you have like some sort of, as if it's highlighted somehow. Though the particles and the scratches are so tiny, you're able to see the particles of the iron. And you know it's iron, and you don't know why you know it's iron. So you see, and it's scratched out GOL, and the final letter is something. It's indecipherable.
Ah, damn. What would I do? Well, first off, I'd pocket the nail.
Yep.
And then Rue's touching the stone or whatever. I'd call over Simon, probably. Hey, Simon.
Yeah,
You're
what is
good
it?
with books, right?
Yeah, a little.
Words and stuff.
What is
Can
it?
you tell me what this says?
And so I go over and inspect the stone and the carvings.
Yeah, you see
and-
GOL.
GOL.
At this stage as well, like you would have also had a chance to react to what you saw Paul was doing with the stone.
Okay. And so what's he doing right now? What's Paul doing right now? He's still
Touching.
kind of feeling it.
Mm-hmm. I'm sort of zoned out while I was doing it. Well, it looks like I'm zoned out, so he'll probably have to spark my attention.
I don't know. Can I attempt to try and see any other details on the stone
Yep,
other
absolutely.
than the GOL?
Absolutely. Give me an intelligence plus investigation.
Intelligence 4, investigation 3, 7 dice. 2 successes.
Successes. Looking around, you see nearby the stone is an oddity. There is grass, like swaying grass in this whole region, in this whole area. And as the wind breezes through this area, you can hear the rustling of leaves, of the grass. And it is strangely tranquil, and it is very silent. There are barely any. There's only the sound of the winds. There's no sound of birds or anything like that.
Mhm.
But you come across nearby the stone a patch of dirt. It's as if grass has never grown here.
Right. I'd want to I um I and at which point I beckon over to Paul, or I try and call out to Paul. Does it have any effect?
Yeah, I guess.
I
Flip the call, yeah.
call out to Paul. Say, Paul, come look at this.
By this
Right.
stage as well, Sinclair is also just sniffing around. He's kind of
Yeah. And it's a bit.
sniffing around this area still.
Yeah, and I'll just outside of the day. Yeah.
I say
What is it?
the ground here, it's barren.
You see Master Alphonse walk up behind as well and see what the commotion's about.
Aaron.
And there are some markings here. GOL.
GOL, and there was something else. There was going to be more, but as if someone was interrupted or stopped for whatever reason.
Do I need to roll to try and because I'm thinking the word's gold, but because I sort of know that already, do I have to roll sort of intellect or something like that? So
No,
I can decipher it?
You can decipher it yourself. Yeah.
Oh, cool.
Just from your
Alright.
knowledge.
Yeah, cool. So I just look at him like, gee, what gold? That's meant to be gold. Gold, man. You gotta be.
And I mutter, oh my god.
No. What? And then I just look at Alphonse and all that. So you got an
Mhm.
excuse for this one as well?
An excuse for this one?
Yeah. The stones here, you sort of joke about some kind of pagan ritual rubbish or whatever here and all that. But for some reason, when I walk, I've never had this experience beforehand for all my time here. I go up to it and I feel a sense of oldness and calmness for some reason. And all of a sudden, right here, we have something that says GOL and an interruption on the D from something stopping it. What is going on?
I then say, maybe this isn't the master. I mean, maybe this. I mean, like, not Alphonse isn't the master, but I say maybe like this whole thing isn't the master's doing. So I say maybe this isn't the master's work, and I frantically pull out the book, and I attempt to search for any more details or if there's anything about this or any more information.
As you search through the book, you don't manage to find anything specific. I mean, there are definitely oddities mentioned in the book, such as appearances of wolves, appearances of visitors from other places. However, this is very vague, and mostly the journal contains work on bookkeeping on materials, as you can determine that Philip was a carpenter, and he's the one who apparently, according to this book, began construction on the fence.
And I just say, and I say to Paul, it's strange that you mentioned you have a feeling with these stones. Earlier today, I felt as though I could know Master Alfonso's thoughts, and he himself is very scattered. I can't explain how I know this, but he seems confused and
Stop it,
completely
both of you!
dull.
Stop it! Stop it! This is no time to be going mad.
What do you mean going, man? We're just trying to figure out the damn thing, and every time we try to ask you, try to block us.
You're telling me that you're feeling things, you're reading minds? I don't need this right now. We can talk about this later. Let's just find Peter.
Okay, but as soon as we find Peter, we're having a sit down and we're having a talk. I'm only going to do this if you agree to that, at least.
Of course.
Alright.
Of course.
Fine. I'll keep.
I don't know
I'll keep
what's
it.
going on any much more than you do. This is just a lot to take in.
Alright. Sinclair,
let's see.
come on.
Let's see. If I was there, okay.
Yep.
So I'm gonna maybe. Did the book just say? Oh wait, Toza, did you tell us anything that Exile just read in the book?
Sorry? What?
Did you tell anybody about what Exile just told you? The miscellaneous
No.
notes about Philip?
No,
alright,
I
then.
just saw that he was like, talking about keeping stock of the manor's supplies. I didn't bring it up because it was
Alright.
urgent. I was
Then never
frantically
mind.
just looking for something that, I don't know. I was hopefully trying to find an entry relating to the stones or any mention of a golden man, but I didn't, so I didn't bring it up.
Alright.
You hear a bark as Sinclair tries to capture your attention. The very smart hound is trying to lead you towards the brook, just north, following the trail. And Paul leads the way, following Sinclair, unless you guys want to stay or have a look around or anything else.
I've got what I need. Anyone else?
No.
Not a problem, not a problem. So
Good to
you
go.
make your
Okay.
way. You make your way up the brook. Sinclair is going back and forth. As if the trail is somehow lost through the brook. So occasionally the dog jumps in the water and kind of sniffs out on the other side of the bank, and goes back and forth trying to pick up the scent. However, he manages to find it once again, leading you. Give me another wits plus animal ken roll.
Okay.
And in addition to you, Mark, give me a intelligence plus your crafts roll.
Intelligence plus crafts.
Okay. I think.
I have crafts
two.
makeshift. Does that help?
Not in this situation.
Alright. So that's 5.
5. Okay.
1 success.
1 success. You see up ahead. You'll notice this because you work with wood. Though you're not necessarily a nature traverser of nature, you definitely do notice that a lot of the branches up ahead in the clearing, just on the other side of the bank, it looks as if very recently, branches of these massive trees were ripped off somehow. You don't remember there being a storm any time recently. There was some rain not too long ago. However, not a storm, nothing that could cause this. And this looks fairly fresh.
So this is on the other side of the bank?
Yeah, just on the other side of the bank.
Alright, I'm gonna... Hold up. I'm gonna point towards it. Like, I'm struggling to keep my hand up at this point. I've just been drinking along the way. That's not normal.
He points towards the
The branches.
Yeah, the branches on the floor. These giant oaks. And yeah, what'd you roll? Rue?
Oh, sorry. There was a 2.
Was it 2? Okay.
Sorry, did I need to roll anything as well? Sorry.
No, you're just following along. So the 2 was for the animal ken, and so the dog is still leading you towards the scent. As Mark points out the oddity in the trees. You see you see a bunch of trees, a bunch of oaks, like ripped down. They look like trees. You're not entirely sure exactly what Mark is talking about. A few branches have fallen. But maybe Rude, just roll me quickly. Intelligence plus survival. Do you clarify what you mean by what she's just said, Mark?
Only if they ask.
Okay.
Down.
And I do ask.
Oh, 1.
Okay, 1. Okay, so you also kind of realize Yeah, this looks fairly strange. This looks like the work of a storm, a massive storm. Could have done this. However, you don't remember anything like this happening recently. At least you think. It's difficult. It's so difficult to remember.
Don't get it. Why are they down? They shouldn't be down.
You hear the bark of Sinclair from up ahead as he leads you up the stream. You see a figure coming from up the stream, hunched over on the bank of the brook, of the river. He appears to be bent down doing something. He doesn't appear or see your approach. You see Master Alphonse say, "Wait, look over there. Is that Peter?" He looks towards you, Paul, for guidance on how we should approach.
Everyone, make sure you put your guns down. Don't point at him. You need to get in there quietly but quickly. Come on, let's move.
Okay.
I want to attempt to sneak up, and yeah.
You want to sneak up? Okay.
You guys don't remember you were the drunken person, do you?
So you want to sneak up? Okay, so you see Simon right up ahead.
Mm-hmm.
Attempting to sneak up. You hear the Master Alphonse say, "Wait, come back! Wait!" You can choose to stay, or you can choose to just ignore him and move up.
I pause, and I kind of pause and look at him, and I kind of wait for him to say why.
Wait, Exile, where are we on the map? Just ping it.
The brook.
The brook.
No,
north
where
of
along the brook?
North, just north of that kind of area.
Like, sort of over here?
Yep.
Oh, alright. I am drunkenly walking up to the body.
Alright, so you start moving up. So Alphonse says, wait, we have to, wait, Mark, what are you doing? Mark!
God damn it.
As,
I hold up my hand and like, stay there. I'll be right back. And I'm going over there.
Moving up there. So you guys see this. You can react how you guys want to react. Mark is moving up. Mark is going towards the hunched figure. As you get closer, Mark, you see the figure looks like he's doing something with his arms. He has his back towards you. I'll just say that for now. Yep, go ahead, Tozer.
I want to try and sneak around and try and get stay hidden around on another side.
Yep.
Kind of like while Mark's going from that direction, I want to sneak around.
Yep.
And just kind of, I don't want to go towards him, but I just want to skirt around and be able to watch or approach him from a distance if I choose. I want to sneak around to the other side, pretty much.
Yeah. Yeah. So so you do that. So give me a quick dexterity plus larceny or subterfuge.
There's like a stealth, isn't there?
Yes, subterfuge. Stealth as well. Any one of those.
Yeah.
I've got 2 subterfuge or 2 stealth. Does it?
Yep. So just dexterity and stealth.
Okay, 3. That's 5 dice.
Plus you get a massive bonus because...
Yep, 2 successes.
Yep, perfect. You accomplish that. You disappear from sight.
Hiding in
the bushes, putting yourself in a flanking position. You've got your gun with you. The figure as you approach Mark, and just quickly, Paul, what are you doing? So I guess you just see Mark move up.
Yeah, I'll just see was a Mark move up and all that, and I don't want to make too much commotion, so I'm just like, God damn it.
Yeah.
No, I just looked to Sinclair and all that. I was like, stay there, boy. Just stay right next to me. And
Sinclair seems calm.
Yeah.
He doesn't seem to be. It wasn't like before when that stranger was there and he was barking and agitated. Sinclair seems very calm at this moment. Like, not a big deal.
As that sort of goes, I look at him and sort of, just because I'm in sort of a, frightened, hurried sort of state, I just take a moment to sort of, not clarity, but calmness and go,
Yeah, like a revelation. As you approach Mark, and Alphonse follows Mark, fairly unhappy. As you approach Mark, you see the back of Peter. He looks odd. He looks slightly even transparent, as if his body is melding into the water and he's washing something. He's washing away, and you see whatever he's washing. It's carrying black through the water, through the stream, and it's kind of being drained and taken along the river.
Alright, I mark it.
You smell you catch like a wind, like a breeze come down, and you smell like fresh smell of spring water. It is pleasant, it is, and the trickle of water here. It is still really quiet, so quiet and tranquil. You do catch that even in your state. Being so obvious, you see Peter slowly turn his head. You see his features are exaggerated. His nose is larger, his ears are larger, his eyes are larger, his mouth is larger, he has teeth. His whole body has changed, it's shifted. He still is Peter, but he's something else now.
I put it down to the drink. I will walk. Hey, Peter! I was checking the fence at this side. We're worried about the wolves and things. I got some alcohol. You want some?
Mark, what are you doing here? He looks really sad, looking down.
I just told you. I'm checking the fence. We're worried about intruders and stuff.
Oh,
And then also had to go check the fence. Make sure there wasn't any holes in it.
there are holes everywhere. Holes everywhere. So many holes. There were so many holes in Steven. As you hear him like start to cackle. You see, as you're kind of moving around, you start hearing a bit of this talk, Toza, from your position, and the others. As you're kind of walking around, you see, as you're walking around, Mark, you kind of see what Peter has in his hands and was washing is a set of shears, like what you would shear sheep with, except these look incredibly sharp. These look silver, brilliantly silver. Like the world is like so dark and so dreary right now, but like these almost shine brightly. But he's washing it, and as if he's washing, he's like purifying it, and the wash is being and like the dirt or the wash of the material is being like dragged downstream, and that's what the black stuff is coming from. As then Peter begins to shake a little bit and starts to mellow over, this shear, as he says, I think, he notices the master and Paul walk up beside Mark. Yeah, take it from there, guys.
Alright. Peter, what are you doing out here?
Quickly just roll me a composure, resolve plus composure roll, as he looks like a half a monster.
Oh, right.
To be completely
Do
honest.
I have to do it as well?
No, you are in a
Okay.
state to care.
3 successes.
Yes.
Three
Big
successes.
drunk.
And Exile, can I attempt to get a little closer? Like
Yes,
stealth
absolutely.
up and
Yep, you can be.
like
you
maybe
can-
if there's a rock I wanna
there's like a massive fallen over log, which is in a bit of state of decay, which is like on the other side of so you've got like if you got behind that rock or that log, which you would easily do, you would be between Peter would be between you and the rest of the guys. So you'd be kind of be on the
so
other
I'll
side.
still be on the side.
You'll be still on this side, yep. Unless you want to sneak across the bank.
Yeah. No, I'm happy to stay where I am, hidden behind there.
Yep,
And
no worries.
I'd like to ready my weapon.
No worries,
No,
yeah.
not snapping it together, but I want to load ammunition into it.
Yeah, you click it. You accomplish it perfectly. It's okay.
Okay.
And you put yourself in a position behind the log. as you kind of listen in. You can peer in as well.
Yeah, and not
And you
wanting to
can-
reveal myself yet, just in case things go bad.
Yep. The others do not notice you. They've kind of realized you've disappeared, but they're more concerned about what Peter's doing.
Alright,
Yeah,
so
go
I'm
ahead.
gonna walk a little bit closer. I was like, Peter, man, come on, you look stressed. Come on, take it. I handed my bottle. If I'm that close.
Wait a sec. Wait a second,
And-
Mark. Something that doesn't look right.
I don't care.
So you hand him the bottle of the alcoholic beverage.
Yeah.
Okay, he kind of looks at it. He's like, oh, okay, and he takes it, but instead of drinking it, he pours it out onto the into the river, and as he does so, the entire river basically begins to sparkle like glitter, and as if the alcohol has just turned into glitter and is now being flowed down the river, and it looks amazing. It's like it's orgasmic in a way, because it's just so glittery, so beautiful. It's like billions of diamonds and crystals. And
Alright,
it
so
pours it down there.
Like the
So-
Bones ad.
Yeah.
As you see
my
this.
my hand is sort of out where he took the bottle.
Yep.
It sort of stays there as I look at the river. I'm
Yeah.
like, that was cool and all, but you just wasted a perfectly good bottle of alcohol.
It wasn't a waste.
Oh,
Thank you.
look, we
He
give it
says-
to the fishes?
He scraps it. He claps the glass back together and he hands it back to you tentatively. His long,
alright,
bony
I'll take it.
fingers placing it gently inside your hand. Try it.
Alright, I'll put it back and I'm like, I personally would have drank it, but hey, you know.
The earth drank it. The earth drank it. Yep. Is there anything else anyone else would like to do something? You have a moment?
My character is terrified of the situation. I've got pretty low resolve, pretty low composure. Like my character is, you know, in social situations pretty headstrong, but seeing this monstrous version of Peter, I'm just kind of sitting tight, not knowing what to do, but waiting and not, too afraid to come out and confront and put myself in the situation. I'm kind of like getting anxious and I'm wanting to. I feel a slowly rising urge to want to just shoot him.
Yeah. You hear heavy breathing from Master Alphonse from behind, as he's basically seeing this monster, this thing. What is it? What did he just see? As he goes, Peter, did you kill Stephen? As you see him becoming incredibly stressed and agitated, as if his heart is about to explode. He's just so stressed. Peter turns over. He stands slowly, slightly turning his body, facing the rest of you guys. No, it was my fault. The Shining One, he came. But he'll come soon. He'll come soon. He'll come to take you away. Fake. Fake. As he points his shears towards Master Alphonse. As Master Alphonse recoils back in utter horror at this thing, and motions towards Paul to ready his rifle on him.
Yeah. No, I do so. I'm like, alright, Peter. I don't know what the hell's going on right now and all that, but we all need to calm down. What is going on?
Everything. Nothing. It doesn't matter. This place doesn't matter.
You mean it doesn't matter? What is this place? Tell me. I sort of motion towards, I get closer to him. Don't have my gun drawn. I've still got my gun in my hands, but I don't have it pointed to him.
He raises his sheep shearers at you, kind of like in a aggressive stance. Well, not an aggressive stance, but like a hostile stance. Like, don't get close to me.
No, so
pointing it towards you.
I walked, just enough until he points, and I just stop.
Yeah.
Right, okay.
And just to make sure you don't get too close, and he says, "Everything here is beautiful madness. Beautiful madness." And he begins to slowly walk across the brook.
Did he just
And-
call the fence I built madness?
He begins to walk across the brook and start, unless you stop him or anything,
No, I don't want to stop.
walk off into the wilderness as he walks off. And as he gets further and further away, you see him kind of blend into his surroundings slightly. As if like he's like the lizard witch in camouflage himself.
Oh.
And kind of
it
change
sort
his
of
skin.
merges in.
It merges into his surroundings.
I'm slowly putting all the pieces together, and I'm not going to say anything, but I'm just going to start running back towards the house.
Hell.
The bells. More bells ring, coming from the estate.
Wait, is that the girls?
I'm running.
Alphonse.
I was
Run.
running. I'm really
Alright, you're
now.
running.
He's running. Alright.
Yep.
Alphonse,
We're
so
drunk
men
bless
running.
you.
You do as you want. Like, you heard the bells. That's it.
The bells snap me out of my fear and my hiding spot. And I kind of just pop up out of the underbrush, and at this point my character is completely like, after witnessing all that, I'm just so confused.
Yeah.
And I just start running back to the estate.
Mm-hmm.
I'm marking off another clarity. I
Yep.
don't really care whether you said it or not. I'm marking
Please
off
do.
another clarity.
Please do. As the world darkens, as you run back to the estate, you take a shortcut past the greenhouse, through the guest room, and down the hallway, and down, running to the dining hall. You see the doors in front of you; they're currently closed.
I take my axe and I break through it.
You burst through the doors.
I have my full axe in one hand and I have my hatchet in the other, ready to throw.
A red scene. 2 bodies lie on the floor.
Oh my god.
One of them is missing its legs. Another is missing the back part of the corpse. Both their shoes are gone. Yeah, a quick roll of composure, resolve plus composure.
I think that's still 5 for me.
Yep, go ahead.
2 successes out of 3 dice.
No, that's 4 for me, although do I get a... no, I'm not going to ask for the +1.
4 for Tozar. How many for...
Oh,
No,
sorry.
I got 2. I got
Oh,
2.
you got 2?
One.
Okay.
Oh, sorry, I didn't know I was rolling. I thought it was just for because he run first. Sorry. So resolve composure. Yeah.
Yep.
6.
Also, I've decided I'm going in 3 minutes at 4:15.
No worries.
5 6
2 minutes.
As you see Alphonse burst into fury as he just doesn't know what to do anymore. He under the stresses of the situation, he runs at Toza and tries to grab the gun off you, trying to shake it off you, trying to push you away. Roll initiative for me, please. A single dice.
Okay, just one dice.
One dice.
Everyone?
Just Tozer.
His initiative.
As you guys are a bit
4.
stunned by the situation.
I rolled
4.
1d10. Was that right?
Yep.
I rolled a 4.
And how much is your dexterity modifier?
My dexterity is 3. I've got 3 circles.
Okay, so you
That's
got a total of
7.
7. And he rolled a 9. Okay, so he runs at you. Screaming, "Give me the gun right now!" And he tries to wrestle the gun off you. It's an opposed action, so he's going to roll his strength. So to oppose him, roll strength plus dexterity for me.
Okay.
Please.
2 strength, 3 dexterity, 5 dice.
Yep. Go ahead.
1 success.
Okay. He's going to roll. He got 2. So he manages to push you back and grab the gun off you. You hear this, Paul, and you may now act. Both of you, Wisey and Rue, can you quickly roll initiative?
Yep.
Just to see which one of you goes first.
It's just 1d10, isn't it?
Yep.
Plus dex.
Yeah, plus dex.
Oh.
Oh, that's. I think that still means I got a 7 or 6.
Let me have a look.
I got a 6.
Okay.
Oh, and I've got normal, so no pluses. Yep, so it's just 10.
10?
Yeah.
Okay. So, Paul, you see this. You see Master, run over, lose his shit, scream, screech, and run at Tozer, and grab his guns off him. Kind of pushes him back, taking Simon by surprise. As he's pushed back, Master is himself a slightly larger man than his brother.
What did Rue roll? Roll 3.
Right.
What's your
3?
dex?
Dex is normal, so it's a 2.
Oh, okay.
So
You got 5, and so who?
5, yeah. So.
Yep. And Wisey,
I got
what'd you
6.
You got 6. Okay, so then you see this as well. Yep. So Wisey, what's your action?
I'm taking the hatchet in my right hand and I am throwing it at his head.
Okay.
I am
Go
throwing.
ahead.
I have a proficiency in throwing.
Yes, you do. That's on athletics.
Athletics throwing 3
Yes.
dots.
3 dots?
Dexterity 3 dots.
Go ahead. +1 for throwing.
Seven. 1 success.
1 success. Okay. So you throw the axe, grazing him as he screams in terror as the axe basically tumbles across his shoulder and kind of nicks, and the butt of it hits him across the head as he screams, "Ah!" As now it's your turn, Paul.
Right.
As you see Mark just attack.
I
the
basically
master.
entered the room sort of flustered or whatever. And was it pull up? Was it my gun or whatever? To shoot up in the room or whatever? And just a warning shot. I just fire my 1 shot off my shotgun. Not at
Bang.
anyone. Just
Yeah. Bang. Yeah. Roll me. You want to intimidate him?
yeah. That's intimidation.
Yep. Go ahead. Roll intimidation.
Right. So that is. So what would that be? Hang on,
Intimidation plus manipulation,
Alright.
or strength, or presence. No, presence could also work as well.
Yeah,
Whichever one is
presence.
higher: manipulation, presence, or strength. Plus intimidation, which is social.
Intimidation with presence. So that is 3. Alright, cool.
+2.
Oh, +2. Oh, hang on. So that's 5 dice. So
5 dice.
alright, 2 successes.
Nice. Master Alphonse cowers back a little bit, lowering his weapon, putting it in front of him. He says, "It has come to this, has it not?"
It hasn't come to anything. Everyone calm the fuck down.
Do I get a chance to do anything?
Yes, you do, for a split second.
Okay. I get back up and say, steady yourself. Like, I just tell him to get a grip, pretty much, and...
There is no calm, no stability in madness. And you realize he's actually been pointing the barrel at his own head, and he shoots. Boom! His head explodes. In a blue-purple mist.
Whoa.
And fabric falls down as debris, as you kind of cover your face, as if someone popped a balloon filled with sand. And a massive pile of shoes lies on the floor where his body was.
What the hell? So between the sight of seeing Hannah and Mary dismembered and that all happening, I'm just electing that my character faints. Or at least
goes into catatonic shock.
Yeah, I'm out of it.
Yeah. Now, you can roll. You can definitely optionally roll. You can role play it, or you can optionally roll resolve plus composure. Everyone, reduce a clarity for me, please. As Mark, you see, as the mess, as the debris falls across the room, you see something gold among the shoes, among these different shoes flying on the floor there in a massive pile. Something gold, something sticking out.
I'm gonna pick it up.
It's a key. A golden key.
I pull out the coin I got from Simon earlier. Does anything match?
Roll me quickly wits plus intelligence.
That's gonna be good. Oh, 4. Okay.
Actually, I'm gonna have to head off, guys. Sorry.
That's right.
But I'm unconscious right now, so I don't really know anything. Feel free to wrap up the scene and fill me in later.
Oh, don't worry. I'll eat the body. It's all good. I mean, yeah, go.
Don't worry, man. I can take care of it. Don't worry.
Catch up.
But yeah, so you see Simon take a step back as he's in a catatonic state. So roll. What'd you roll, Wise?
I got 0.
You got a 0. So you're not able to determine anything with the key. However, something about it is familiar. Once again, you have an opportunity to read into this material, to read into this metal. Do you submit?
Yeah, freaking sure.
As you look upon this key, it strikes you as something which can unlock something you've lost. Unlock something everyone has lost. And by some sort of force, you feel yourself being pulled, not physically, not mentally, but emotionally. Like a calming pull upstairs. As you see this Paul, him picking up this key, and going over to Simon. You kind of help him up a little bit, and you see Mark May. It's your scene, Mark. You can.
I pocket the key, and the coin.
It doesn't really pocket, but like you feel like it's leading you, as it's as if an invisible string on the end of the key is pulling you somewhere.
So I can't pocket it?
You can, but it doesn't feel right to. But it's up to you.
Well, I'm going to pocket it, and the coin. Mm-hmm. I'm going to get my hatchet out of the wall, probably, where it got stuck. I'm going to go to my room and get a stronger drink.
Indeed. Paul, what do you do? You see him with the key. You see this?
I need a better drink.
What the hell? What do you got in your hand?
I don't know. Sort of key? I need more alcohol.
No, you don't need any more alcohol in this respect. I mean, what's the key? Show me the key.
Alright, I pass him the key. I'm still going to my room, by the way.
It feels warm to touch, as you hear Simon mumbling something about key. There was a chest in the master's room in his study. I always wondered, his master always kept that key with him.
Always, I turn to Simon, just look down and say, "That's in his room. I need to go to his room." Is that what you're saying?
Yes, I'll come with you.
Okay, come on. And I help him up.
Yeah, as he heads off. Mark! He calls after you. Come on! Mark!
I
can-
probably would have gotten a bottle by now.
Yeah,
I'll come back.
Follow along, yeah. Okay, so Paul, so you're kind of helping / leading Tozer and up the stairs as you enter the study. The study itself is you haven't been here many times, but it is surprisingly dark. It is surprisingly morbid, as if the life in this place has been snuffed out. And you see something highlighted. The chest next to his bed.
Right. Well, I try
Chest.
I motion over to was it Simon? Just say, "Is that the chest? Is that the one?"
Yes, he says in a dreary state. He's acting extremely strange. That's it. Chest.
Alright. What I'm going to do with you, Simon, I'm just going to put you on Alphonse's bed so they can rest. I'm going to see what the hell this is.
He sits down there. And yeah. And by this stage, Wisey's is about to enter the room. As you bend over and you open the chest. Inside the chest, there are 8 books. Each book has the name of a servant of the house. You find your book there. You find Tozer's, you find Simon's, and you find Mark's. It is gold. The binding on the book is gold, and the pages look brilliantly white. So, as you open it, you feel a flood of memories enter you, as if a wave, a dam has been spilled out, as you begin to realize that where you've been, what you've been doing, that you remember your birth, you remember where you were from, you remember your full name, you remember growing up, you remember your family, you remember your parents, your brothers, your sisters, your pets. That is not here. This is not there. This is where this place is. It kind of dawns on you, and as Simon walks over, and you see this as well, Mark, as you see Paul drop all the rest of the books, as he's just staring intently at his own, as these wordless pages begin, as the pages are full of words, and these words begin to flip out and begin to leave the pages and enter you and swirl around you, as you're embracing the memories you've lost. The book of memories. As you remember, you begin to remember, and you remember you are lost. You need to go home.
Shouldn't be here.
This place is madness. You hear the bells. More bells. More bells.
We need to get out of here.
As you see from outside the window, a gold figure floats there. You're on the 2nd story. You see his face looking at you through the window. You see this because there is now no color left in this world. There is nothing but grey, black, and now this golden face, golden eyes, a chiseled chin, both masculine and feminine, looks at you from beyond the window, staring at you. You hear a word. You hear a word in your mind. Only one word. 2 words, really. The Aryan. The Gold Man. As he reaches for the window, his great arms shattering the glass as he begins to literally pull apart the wall, the entire wall section of the side of the building. And as he does this, he reveals his true form, his masculine / feminine form. There's no genitals on his body, but he's giant. He's 3 times the size of a person. He has long, wavy hair, but his hair is gold, and it looks like he's a statue or some being. He looks beautiful, but alien at the same time. Horrible, yet incredibly amazing. Graceful, yet brutal. Just so many juxtapositions about this creature. His smile, his grin is cemented on his face. His eyes, pits of darkness. As the bells ring, the bells ring. What's the scene? What do you do?
Oh no. Well, Jesus. Right, seeing this happen, I instantly just said, what the hell is this? And I was like, instantly just pull up my shotgun, like, pointed right towards this figure's grinning face.
Yep.
And just unload on it.
Bang! Bang! Glitter! Like a shell, like a beautiful shell, like of fire and glitter just bursts from the rifle, hitting him in the face, blinding him. He screeches as basically you have cut through his skin, of his golden skin, and beneath the skin opens up organs, body parts, limbs. His head explodes into a whirling mess of limbs, stitched together, fused together, as it flays about, as he flies about, somehow floats around in screeching, as he begins to flail about, doing more damage to the master bedroom, doing to the entire stability of the estate. But as you see this as well, you see just as quickly as you've just inflicted damage upon him, his golden form begins to regrow, repair itself. What are you doing, Mark?
Oh boy, I guess the first question, am I actually seeing this, or...
Yes, you're in the room, you've seen this.
Yeah.
You've got the book in your hand of your memories, your lost memories. You realize you've lost, you realize you need to go home.
I'm gonna stand up. I'm gonna pull out my big axe. I'm gonna run towards the edge of the room and jump out. The axe is overhead, and I'm cleaving this motherfucker.
Okay, you're going to jump from a 2-story building. Okay.
I am jumping off a 2-story building and overhead axing just right down the middle.
Right at fire style.
All right. Go ahead. That's a that would be an athletics and strength roll.
Athletics and strength.
With
6.
a -3.
Drop.
Because of the drop, and because of the distance. He's not exactly against. This person is 3 times the size of a normal person, so his reach is massive. He's a giant. He is also floating. So yeah, absolutely. If you want to, yep, go ahead.
Damn it! I thought it was close enough because Rue hit him with a shotgun. I'm gonna be perfectly honest.
He's close enough to be shot at, and he's close enough for this action to theoretically work. But
So
it's incredibly
that's
difficult.
a -2 or 3?
That's a -3.
1 success.
1 success. Okay, so yeah, describe as you.
Do I actually hit him, or
Yeah, you cut him. You cut his arm.
I'm just bellowing. I'm not sure what I'm bellowing. I'm just bellowing, and it's a downward slice, and I'm how far do I fall? 2 stories. Okay.
Yeah. Now, roll a save basically. Roll dexterity plus stamina to avoid how much damage you could possibly get.
At 6.
That's
That's
6.
1.
1 success. Okay, so
Unlucky.
you horribly, as you jump down, you manage to get a cleave in. He screeches as his arm is cut open, black ooze falls from him, but you only see for a split second. Paul, you see Mark, drunk, madman, rush to jump out this window, jump out of the massive hole on the side of the building. As he jumps out, the building is half crumbling now, as this writhing golden monster of both beauty and gold / Cthulhu-esque tentacle limbs and stitched together body parts is writhing around. His arm is cut as Wisey drops to the floor. Luckily, there is no concrete just below. There's grass. However, you do manage to horribly sprain your ankle and fall on your shoulder, on your left shoulder, taking 3 points of damage. Please take away 3 points of health. As he screeches, Simon just carks it at this point. He runs. He's had enough. He just absolutely books it and runs for his life. Running down the hallway, trying to escape, screaming, "How do we get out? How do we get out?" Paul, what do you do within these few seconds?
In those split seconds, I think to myself, time, what the fuck? There's no time. And as at that point or whatever, I see the book, my book, beforehand. I quickly gobbled that one up and put it in my pack really quickly, while at the same time, left hand...
just as a note to you, the book is now empty of pages, of words.
Right. Oh, so it's just,
you've just absorbed it.
I
You've
also
absorbed all the
don't
words,
really need it. Gotcha. Okay,
Yeah.
cool.
Well, you can bring it with you if you want. Yeah,
Bring it with me. I'll just put it in the pack really quickly.
Okay.
On the left-hand side was it with my shotgun. I'm like at the same time putting like the book cover thing in the bag. What I'm pulling out was a ammo to reload my shotgun as I try to move out of the bedroom.
Yep.
But I end
Toza runs downstairs. Mark, you see this great beast of a man looking down upon you. His arm, where you cut his arm now, is spraying out like writhing limbs, body parts, organs. Everything is just like within his soul. His outside is like this perfect statuesque golden being, but beneath he's like a writhing mess of disgusting organs. As he brings his other arm down, he kind of floats down and he tries to crush you with his other arm. Please make me a dexterity and athletics check, please, to get out of the way, with a -1 due to your injury.
If I'm not sober, you didn't surprise me, motherfucker.
Alright, what'd you get?
Yeah, 3.
I got a 3.
3. Nice. So you managed to, despite the pain, the adrenaline is rushing through your, coursing through your body.
I yelled that out, by the way.
Yeah. It's coursing through your body as you manage to like effortlessly, fluently, like dodge out of the way. You have your axe in your hand. I'm
grabbing the small axe.
Yep. As you grab it, you feel your body begins to absorb it. As your arm itself becomes an axe. and as if your arm fuses into this iron, this metal. Yeah, go ahead.
I'm taking the small axe. I'm throwing it.
Okay, yep, sure. Yep, so you pick it up and yeah, go ahead. Roll me athletics plus
User in your channel.
No, that's dexterity plus throwing.
Dexterity plus throwing. Oh, that's athletics.
Yeah, it is.
Withdraw.
So that's another 6.
It's number 6. Yep, go ahead. -1 because he's quite. Actually, no, -1. It's okay. Roll his standard.
1 6 again.
1 success. Okay, with your other axe, you throw it at him. Once again, it only grazes him, but you know where you cut him, when you kind of slices it, as he at the left side of his shoulder, left side of his stomach, like more goose begins to fill out and begins to flay out. However, you see his body begin now. The previous wound of his face is now beginning to reconstruct slowly, as he is still so dangerous, so alive still. Roll me a resolve plus composure, please.
Oh, that should be brilliant.
With a -2. As he's taking damage, but he's just not succumbing. So what is this thing?
I got 1 success.
1 success.
Explosion.
So you manage to you feel terrified at this prospect, at this thing. You just wonder how you can fight this. Do you have any more axes on you? We probably have one more axe.
I had my big axe. I had my big axe and my hatchet. I threw the hatchet.
Yeah. And so yeah,
so
that happens. Meanwhile, back in the main hallway with Paul, you see Toza run down and grab the rifle, and he's just as he just runs past, he just has enough. He stumbles over the pile of shoes, and he says, "Paul, we have to escape. We have to get out of here."
I know. But make sure that damn thing's armed. If that thing comes after us and all that, I don't know how well was it friggin'.
So he's like shaking and trying to load it. He doesn't know something about loading weapons, so he does manage to successfully do it. As you hear outside, there is sounds of battle as more screeching is coming from outside from the direction where Mark is. Yeah. Well, what's your action?
At this point, I'm just motion aside. Stones. We need to get the, but we need to save. God damn it! All right. We need to get back. We need to save Mark. You got that rifle ready?
He nods, shaking. Good. Yes, let's go.
All right. Well, we're gonna go through. We're not going right through that way, and I spot the window. That goes out the courtyard, and just kick the damn thing.
Okay. Yep. So
just smash it.
Absolutely. You get through. Roll through. And you're going to run around the building towards the where Mark is. Mark is kind of like on the edge of the corner, just on the opposite side of somewhere there. Yep.
So I'm all like on the opposite side.
Yeah.
Was on the other. Okay, cool.
As you see, like this world now, your world is grayscale. There is a strange, other than the continuing ringing bell, that annoying, insane bell, which is just constantly ringing. It's hurting your ears, giving you a headache. From the accursed bell tower, everything is grayscale. There is no color anywhere except for the sickening golden glow of this creature just around the corner. You can easily tell where it is. I assume you run towards the what's your action?
Yeah, so basically, as I get around and see this damn thing and all that, like, my god, alright.
Yep.
It was like, Simon, I get behind, and I imagine there's like, I don't know, chairs or pillars or something.
Yep, there's like a hedge, and there's also like a little bit, there's like some fauna around, a bit of like a garden. You can kind of hide behind like stones. However, it's going to take you, it's going to take you a turn's worth of movement to get from the hallway to the corner.
No worries.
Meanwhile, So this creature, now infuriated, Mark, it strikes at you again, trying to basically crush you with both its arms. But as it does so this time, it's both its hands, the golden outlines of his hands, as if it's like the mask of it, the form of his hand bursts open, and each of his fingers is an arm, a leg. At the end of the fingers, there's a head. It gawks at you. The eyes of the head, they're dead. I mean, it looks like his arms are stitched together, parts fused together, oozing black and red, as this creature of horror just tries to capture you, tries to smack you down with both his hands, his giant hands. Basically half the size of you is one of his hands. Roll me dexterity plus athletics with a -1.
3!
Nice. You managed to get out of the way once again. It is enraged as he's unable to just crush you, to devour you, to take you.
Okay. Is it my turn again?
Yep. Yes, it is your turn.
I'm there. I have one weapon. Hang on a minute. I still have some drink. So wait, where's Rube?
You don't know. You're a bit too focused with the big giant golden man.
Of
course I am. He's running towards you. Yeah, he's running towards you.
That one gets there.
If I attack, can I move?
Move in. Yeah, of course you can move towards him and attack him.
No, can I attack and then move?
Oh yeah, sure. He's kind of close enough. You know, you can kind of run up to him, attack him, and then kind of run a bit of a distance.
Run past him.
Yeah, you can do it like a sweeping pass attack. Sure.
All right, I'll do a sweeping pass attack.
Okay, go ahead. So he is floating. And with your foot, you're running. So give me a -2. It would be a dexterity plus brawl, I believe, or it could be strength plus brawl. Oh no, weaponry. This is now weaponry instead.
I have weaponry as baseball player for some reason.
Yep, that's right. Well, that's because your character was a baseball player.
Alright, so it's strength plus weaponry minus...
-2.
One success.
So you managed to do a flyby.
I hit him.
As you hit him, you kind of nip the edge of his ankle. As he does manage to jump out of the way of your full swing. And you see
I'm running sort of around the corner this way.
Mm-hmm.
I have my drink in my offhand.
Mm-hmm.
I'm chugging it and yelling, "This way, motherfucker!"
Okay, so Paul, you see this?
Mm-hmm. So do I?
You just come around.
I'll just come around.
Yep. And you just see Mark do a sweep by attack with his axe.
Jesus Christ! Look at that monster.
Yeah.
Is there any way I can sort of glean any weaknesses out of this thing, or just like using my intelligence or wits or something? Find a weak point somewhere.
Yeah, well, you would assume that you wouldn't really necessarily need to roll. I mean, you would assume that perhaps his head would be its weak spot, but like, you shot his head twice.
Yeah. And that didn't work. That's what I was trying to think.
His head is, as you see now, his head is slowly repairing itself. There's still flailing organs and parts around, but like you see the bottom of his chin, and now you see his at least his grin is back. His eyes and his head is mostly still gone, but and you know is an organ mess. However, you can see like slowly repairing and slowly coming back. You see his grin is back, and he just smiles malevolently as he begins to speak. You are mine.
God damn it. And then I just take a shot at his head again.
Yep.
Yep.
Go ahead. Dexterity plus firearms.
Hang on. Where's my dex? 1, 3. Okay. 1 success.
Okay. Yeah, so you managed to, you were aiming for his head. So
Yep.
you managed to get a little bit of his shoulder and his neck. You're not quite on his head, but you managed to still hit a fairly sensitive part. At the exact same time, Toza, Simon is going to also take a shot. You also hear another ring of shots as he yells out, "Ah!" And he just fires upon it. He's just incredibly losing his shit at the moment. Would you blame me?
Nope.
Alright, 2 exploding dice. Nice, Toza. So you got 3 successes. So he managed to get a nice direct hit on the
Your channel.
on the head of the creature, and yeah. Now we're this creature backs back, screeching, kind of even falls to the ground a little bit, but grabs his face and lashes out with one hand, which extends itself into like a sick, like a whip made of limbs and sinew and bones, as he tries to lash at both you and Toza. So going for that. Ooh. And roll me now defense and dexterity. So actually, yeah, just dexterity and athletics, please.
Alright, dex. What the hell? No, I put 3 there. God damn it. Do it. 1 success.
Nice. And so you managed to just duck out of the way of this whip. The whip is poorly placed as the creature's face was blinded by the muzzle flash of the shotgun. The shotgun, every time you fire it, it's beautiful. It's like you see the flame particles. It's almost in slow motion, as if you see the pellets spread out. You feel as if being in the presence of this thing. You see the shotgun begin to change, begin to take on an archaic look, shift. Like you see thorns start to grow like a rose along the edge of the barrel, and you yourself begin to feel yourself slink away as you have a little bit of, every time you see your arms move, you feel yourself have a black, kind of like a darkish grey black cloud which kind of follows you, or kind of like something like that, which like an effect of your whole entire body. Add another weird and take away another clarity for me, please.
Oh shit. Traumatized.
Okay, so yeah, now it's your action.
But
Mark.
Mark.
So
so I'm running over this way.
yeah.
Is Roy like here?
Nope.
No, I'm on the opposite side of the courtyard.
Oh, over there.
No, I wasn't on your side. I was
Oh,
on the opposite side, so you can see.
Alright.
Yeah.
Alright. I'm gonna keep running. I'm just gonna run. I'm heading for the stones.
Okay. Yeah, you do.
Wait,
feel...
first I look back. First I look back. Is he focused on me?
No, he appears to be distracted by the sound of gunfire, and you can assume that, you know, both your, Simon and Paul are back there, shooting at him.
Then I'm gonna pick up a rock and just throw it at him to get his attention back to me.
Okay. Athletics and dexterity. You
2
see him.
successes.
Nice. So you manage to hit him in the head. It doesn't really do a lot of damage. However, it writhes towards you. You see Paul. You clearly see Mark now. Yeah, it's your action.
Yes, he's gone to the stones. Maybe that's it.
I'm still running this way.
Still running. So I basically think, hopefully he goes that way. All right. Is the bell still ringing at this point?
The bell is still ringing.
It's still ringing. The bell's still ringing. The bell's still ringing. We need to get to the bell tower. That's what Simon. We need to get to the bell tower.
The bell tower, like, as you can feel it, the bell tower is... The bells themselves, they're painful. Painful to get close by. Nothing about the bell tower tells you or senses you that it's a safe place to be. You may be wrong, but,
I need to stealth it, so yeah, that's like I can't think straight with
we
this
need to
damn
go home,
bell.
he says. So Simon says, we need to get out of here.
Okay. Maybe it's not the bells. Maybe it's not the bell. Maybe it is the stones. Stones, yep. We need to run to the stones.
Yep.
So
he's gonna book it.
yeah, we just book it all the way around.
Book it.
Yep.
Alright,
Turn
roll
around.
me athletics plus dexterity. Everyone. As the creature is chasing after you, screeching and yelling at you.
Let's see. Ooh, 0
2 successes again.
No successes. That was,
Alright.
that was athletics and
Dexterity.
dex, wasn't it? Yeah, that's
Yep.
right.
Dexterity.
As Mark manages to run like a baseball player, Simon and Paul, you stumble, just overcome by the sheer horror of the situation as it begins to gain on you, as it begins to get closer towards you as you're running from across the north part of the field, running past the brook now, heading towards the stones. Make me another dexterity roll, please. Dexterity plus athletics. Everyone.
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 2 successes.
2 successes. Nice.
3 successes.
Nice.
I fucking book it.
You see, barking as you see Sinclair, change this dog. You recognize this as your dog. However, this dog is now, larger, massive now. As it looks like a werewolf, like it looks like a wolf in and of itself for guys. As it rushes at the you see it run past you, Paul, as you see it rush at the creature, at this golden man, and bites and clamps down on his knees, slowing him down as his creature is now distracted with this thing on his foot. As Toza, as Simon manages to find the strength to run further and faster, and so do you, Paul and Mark. You reach the standing stones now, and you feel a strange connection. But however, as soon as you get there, Paul, you see something between the stones. You see a little... It almost looks like a sliver of... Like if you're looking at a mirror, and you look at the edge of a mirror, and you see like a silver lining. That's what appears within... between one of the stones, like an anomaly, like something like a silver lining, as if it can be opened or something like that. As you hear the screeches of this monster battling with this wolf, you see nothing but grayscale. There's nothing but the bells, nothing but the golden hue radiating off your backs from the creature behind, as he's doing battle with your loyal dog, Sinclair. As you come upon the stones, Rue, and you see the portal in front of you, and you feel like you can open it with sacrifice. You can open it. You have to give something up.
I have to give something up.
And it's basically like the question of...
who?
On the question of, do you... You feel like to open this, you need to give up a part of yourself. Or
Yeah.
you may make a deal, a contract give up someone else or something else.
Right. God.
Simon is on his knees right now, as he has a weak frame. He's not.
And I've been
for
here
this.
for what, about 30 seconds?
You've been there for about 10. As you're kind of searching around, you
Alright.
feel something nearby, but you do not see the silver lining. As you see Paul.
I hate this.
Bells.
I goddamn hate this. I need.
Paul, what are we doing?
Doesn't matter anymore. I guess it doesn't matter. So I choose to take away a part. Find myself so I can open this damn thing.
As you instinctively hear the screeching behind you, as the creatures do battle here, and this world begins to unravel. But as around you, and as the thorns from the bushes seem to like close in on you, as you thrust your hands in and you split it apart, as you pay the price, as your hands become cut and thorny, as blood trickles down, black blood, your black blood trickles down your arms, as you feel your soul being slowly, just a piece of it ripped away, as the bells grow higher and higher and higher, and louder and louder and louder, as you open up this realm, this doorway, this rip in reality, as it were, and you climb through, and it stays open for the companions. And above, in front of you, you see a long corridor of thorns, of growth, and at the end of there, see a door, an oaken door.
User disconnected from your channel.
And you see this, Mark. You see Paul hideously change, as if now his entire body is almost enveloped in the shadow stuff, as he's almost like burning, like his body is like almost inflamed and black and burning, and there's like a small effect of burning across his features, as he looks monstrous even. But you realize when you look at it yourself, you see now that you haven't noticed it, but now your axe has been fused into your very flesh, into your very hand. Your fingers are now blades in the hand which you were wielding the axe, and you feel yourself changed as well. And Simon himself looks broken, fragile, as if there are cracks within him, as if he's made of clay, almost mummified, a corpse almost. And you see the portal before you, the screeching of the creature behind. I guess what's the action? You stand on the edge of the portal, you've opened it, clawed it open with pain.
So we haven't actually. So Wazzy and Simon. Oh, yeah, haven't actually.
Not yet, but like basically it's just your choice. You're diving through the portal.
Well, I kind of really want to get my beastie.
You call back. You look back at the beast. You see the creature, battling with with the beast. Now you just see him. You see this massive, the Golden Man backhand the creature as you see the body goes flying. As you see the dog yelp in pain.
User joined your channel.
Go ahead. If you want to call out the beast, give me a animal ken plus wits roll, please. Actually, presence. Give me animal ken plus presence to get his attention.
Yeah. Animal presence. Oh, presence. Yeah. Okay. Look.
Yeah.
And then that's 3. Yeah. So 5. Oh, actually, that's 6 because that's a skill. Yeah. 2 successes.
2 successes. You manage to grab the creature's attention. As it's your action. What do you want him to do?
User left your channel.
You think, so I've got its attention, right?
Yeah.
And all that, and I got. Oh, hang on. Sorry. Is it the my dog's attention, or is it
Yeah.
the thing's attention? I got dog's attention and all that, and I'm trying to Sinclair. I'm back. Come here.
He starts bounding
Right.
towards you, his master.
Mm-hmm.
You see, as he runs towards you, you see clearly much more his features. He looks to be a thing of both thorns,
Mm-hmm.
a creature which is both plant and both shadow in a form of a wolf, of a dog. And it is, it looks as if like its bones, you could see slightly into its bone structure, and its bone structure are thorns. However, its fleshy part, its muscle, its sinew is shadow. As it runs towards you, its master. As the creature, the golden man, begins to run after you, begins to descend. Yeah, that's the scene.
As a scene, right? Well, I'm just trying to get was it Sinclair into the portal.
Yep, he dives. He's very fast.
Yep,
He's much
dives
faster
in
than
there.
the thing. Yep.
Good.
What do you do, Mark? The portal's been up for a little bit. Seconds.
Is signing in?
Yeah, Simon begins to crawl in. He has just crawled in, and yeah, it's open fully.
Alright, I'm going to take a final swig of my bottle, put it away, take out the coin, the one coin.
Yep.
I'm gonna throw it out and dive through the portal.
Okay, you do that as you enter upon the road, and Paul, just as Sinclair dives through the portal, his massive beast, he's basically twice the size of a dog, maybe 3 times. This massive thing just dives through the portal. Then you see the golden man descend upon you, and you manage to get through. However, you dive into this pathway, this dirt road. It is thorn on basically everything about this world right now is green. You see behind you there is the portal to the estate, and in front of you there is an oaken door which stands there. And it looks relatively modern, the oaken door, and it's like a hallway of thorns, and on the other side, and like the top of the roof, is not exactly a roof, but it's like light. It's like a calming light which trickles down, and the thorns themselves have a very menacing look about them. It's both as you look at it, it looks as if it's psychedelic. As like when you look at it, it turns towards you, and depending on how you look at it and what your perspective is, it shifts and twists and turns just before your eyes, like some sort of optical illusion. But you see in them slowly, as if they're creeping closer and closer towards you. As I assume you would run along the corridor towards the end of the door.
Yeah, I mean,
yeah. And the 3 of you do. However, running, you see behind you as you manage to run to the door, you glance behind your back, Paul, and you see the face of the golden man smiling. He's not climbing through the portal. He's just staring at you, smiling.
Damn beast.
And then you don't see that anymore, as the thorns basically cover up the hole behind you, and the oaken door lays in front. You feel like this is the way home.
That's home. Alright, so can we open the door normally, or?
Yep, go ahead.
Oh, okay. Fine. Struggle
3 of you.
To it, yeah.
Yep, the 3 of you burst through the door. As you just passed the realm of thorns, burst open the door, and a grim atmosphere hits you. You hear shouting, bombs, and gunfire all around you, echoing in the distance, some close, some far. You smell smoke and burning. It is palpable as you half cough. This room you're in, you find yourself in, is filled with smoke, but you're able to discern some details. As you look around, you see various furniture from the 1920s, furniture from the 1930s, familiar furniture. The room looks as if it was a wealthy apartment block, and the style looks homely, looks strangely familiar. A bright light fills the room. The world is no longer grayscale, but it is dark and grey, though. You see a bright light fill the room. It hurts your eyes slightly, as if your eyes are unadjusted. Quickly, though, you're able to make out some details. Before you, you see a massive hole in this apartment, this living room. It appears to be a blown out section of the building you're in. As you approach the massive hole of the building, you see a giant war-torn courtyard in front, overlooking. You see it before you, as this is a vantage point. The courtyard is covered in soldiers in green and red, shouting. Standing in front of the courtyard is a grand but partly demolished building. You see figures wearing green and red raise a giant red flag atop this grand shelled building. You recognize the building as the Reichstag. The soldiers down below bellow out cruel cries as the red flag is swung. It is bearing a golden sickle and hammer. As you look upon the ruin of your city, of your home, as Berlin burns before your eyes, and as you look down upon yourself, you realize that you have changed. You realize you are lost. The end.
And fuck yeah, well done, matey. Fucking oof. Woo. Oh shit. Oh, Wazzy, how do you feel about that?
User joined your channel.
I jumped out of a 2-story building. I'm happy.
Oh, cool. Fuck.
Hold on, I'm
everyone.
boiling though.
Yep.
Let me take a minute to unstick myself and open the door.
Fucking slabs. That was the problem, wasn't it? All this time.
Of course it
putting
was.
The slabs in a golden bucket.
And that was a session of Changing the Lost, Cobbler on the Run.